Ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the chat if you can hear me. How is everybody? I hope you are all well. Hello, HMG, Wayne, Halo Rain, Coombs Farming, Matt Hurst, Sock9712, Greg Arnold. Is that Greg Arnold? Yes, Greg Arnold. Let me know if you can hear me all right. If the mic should be working. Well, you can hear me. That's awesome. Right, I suppose we better get the camera on. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're well. So, it's official, and it's out now. Giants have just put their blog up, and it's out. It's here. Now, why have I waited to do this till today? Well, I got early access. I put up some videos. I did some live streams. Did a couple of Guide 2 videos. And people have been asking me about when I was going to start my new Let's Play. I wanted to do it on here. I also wanted to do a Let's Play on Drumard Farm, and of course they would come out within a few days of each other, which is absolutely nuts. But I also wanted to wait until today, until the time of release, because it's that thing of I can start my Let's Play the same time that anyone else can start their Let's Play. Having early access is awesome, and I love that, and I can't thank Giants enough for that. But I thought what I'm also going to do this first episode, because people ask me all the time, how do you set up your Let's Plays? How do you get going? What do you do? Where do the ideas come from? The ideas are a little bit trickier. Sometimes they don't come. Sometimes they do. Sometimes you'll be buzzing and fishing with ideas. I thought I'd go like I'm actually fishing, like trawlerman kind of thing. That's pretty cool. You can all hear me. That's awesome. HMG says I should get some composition notebooks, one for each Let's Play. It's not even so much that... yes, I can't always remember. That is true. But it's... I've been very busy. It's keeping up with everything. Like I said the other week, I got the early access. I was trying to prep videos for the Highlands Fishing Expansion release and embargo lifting. Giants then released mods. They released 4 maps one day, 3 maps another day, on top of the stuff that I was trying to do already. 7 maps. That's 3 days. That's 3 days worth of work. 3 days worth of work. Without mods, without Let's Plays, without prep, without anything else. So it's trying to keep up, you know. The DLC should be available. Well, it's like Giants always do. 1 o'clock, it is now live. And it should roll out across platforms. Now that's assuming that Microsoft and Sony both go bonk and press the button for it to release. It's supposed to. I'm still... You're absolutely right. Daniel... Hello. Mr. McStraw. I'm still surprised they didn't put any clothing. Well, I'll check it again just in case they have, because we did have an update the other day. With any sort of Highlands stuff, like kilts and stuff. I thought it'd be quite cool. It's not shown on PS5. It's supposed, yeah, it is live on Steam. Yeah, I don't know, it's weird. Wow, look at all these people. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining me. Excuse me 1 second. So, here's what's going to happen. Let me just go down to here. Check the PlayStation Store. No, it's still not. That's peculiar. Don't know why that would be. Hello, hello, hello. Xbox X. Does it say, is it on? It should be a great day. Just dropped in the downloads for you on PS5. That's cool. Updating Highlands on Xbox. That's awesome. So yeah, it should be all updating for everybody. The problem is sometimes if we come to our downloads here, and we will get... There you go. Mine needs an update. That's typical. Just as I start live streaming. Of course it would. The problem is I can't update it. It has to update itself. It doesn't give me the option to press a button to update it. But what should happen is, if we go to our downloads, go to our latest, there you go, it should be showing on there. Now, if you click on it here in the menu, it may then tell you you've got to pay for it, which you don't want to be doing. So what you want to be doing is coming back out of the game, going into the PlayStation Store, or your library, or wherever it may be that your DLCs and stuff are, and then you may need to download it there first before it will become available here. Does that make sense? I can come back out of... Why is that? That's wonderful. It's saying it needs an update, but how am I going to do that update? I guess I can. Let's check the PlayStation Store again. Let's go to downloads. Oh, there you go. It's on my downloads there. 2.96 gigabyte download. It is already downloaded, so just do that. So yeah, you might need to come out of there, go to there, download it, and then you should be able to click on it and it should be available. That should be the plan. What I might just need to do very quickly is if I hop out of here and do that. Apologies if you get any clicking with the sound. I've got a new sound system because my old sound bar just absolutely wiped out on me. That seems loud. Let's come back into it and try that again. The download will be slow because everyone and his uncle's trying to download it all at the same time. So it's going to be, yeah, it's going to take a while, I'll remember. Now, well, that's the thing. I'm going to come back and check that because it hadn't done. Yeah, see, that's... How am I supposed to... I've got it all right. I don't understand. Anyway, it did the update. What are we on? 1.14.01. So we're good there. Yours is done. Awesome. If you're downloading from Giants, it will be. 5.86 gig on Xbox. That's wild. Why is it only 2.96 on PlayStation? Anyway, yeah. So people ask me all the time, how do I set up my Let's Plays? If I come back into my downloadable content and we come down to here, I've downloaded a whole load of stuff. I mean, I've got stuff that I have generally in here anyway. I've downloaded some Massies. I've downloaded the hide thing. I've got a JCB dumper. I've got a Class Jaguar, Corona Big Pack baler, a Rumbler van. I was looking at... We haven't really got many UK-based vehicles. There's like the old sort of transit van type things, you know, the MANs and that kind of thing, but nothing car really. There's a couple of things that are like Toyota pickups. Potentially you could go with that as if you wanted to. On Xbox, 2 updates since midnight. Wow. Hello everybody, if you're joining me, thank you very much. It's very kind of you to join me. I thought it was easier than making a video. I've gone back to the JCB 412S that I tried on the South American map, BR163. But didn't have a rear weight for it. But now we've got that rear-mounted 3-point. I can put weights on it if I want to. There's a whole load of stuff. I've downloaded. I've got the farm pallet shop. I've got liftable pallets and bales. I've got old tank liquid. It's just some stuff that I thought I might want to give a go. This Lizard CF210 forklift. It's a bit of a beast, and I thought that would be more fitting for work on the dock than the one that you get. So there's some things I might tweak and change. I haven't decided yet. Sony is telling you to try again because the network might be temporarily busy. I would imagine so. Yeah, those Santanas, the Lizard Santanas were awesome. And we got the old style and the new style as well, didn't we? And we haven't had anything like that really. Who was the modder? I'm trying to think who it was that made all those. Because I used to love the little Jeep, the Willys Jeep. Oh, that was just awesome. They're fantastic mods. So yeah, so I will go through, and like people say, where do you get the ideas? It depends. If am I going to do a storyline? Am I going to tell a story of my Let's Play? I always start off with the best will in the world. I'm going to do a story. I'm going to have characters, and I've done it before, and it works, you know. And some of the character names remain, and I do bits and bobs. But then I always go back into teacher mode. I always fall back into, if I'm using a particular type of mod, if I'm using a mod from the mod hub, I'll talk about what it is, where it came from, what it does. I can't help myself. I kind of come out of character too often, so I bounce between a narrative and a story with characters and then just playing the game. And everybody is split. And this is what you'll find. Was it AF modding? Okay. Yeah, it would be cool if you could remove the NPCs. At the end of the day, you don't have to interact with them. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to go near them if you don't want to. Yeah, it might be a little bit frustrating. Hello, everyone from St Albans. Just up the road from me. Just up the road. It's not yet on PS5. It should be. I just showed it in the menu. It was there to download. Should be. Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Wherever you're watching from. Absolutely awesome to have you here. Thank you very much for joining me. Yeah, so like I say, I'm just going to carry on. And today's episode is episode 1 of my new Kinlaig Let's Play, but this is me setting it up and me explaining why I do some of the things I do, maybe getting some input from you guys. I've got some ideas of where I want to go with it, but also everybody will be different. So it's that thing of, if I choose to do precision farming seasons on, there might be people that hate doing that. If I did seasons off, people will be cross. Now, so I'm going to put seasons on because there's a lot of stuff on here, as HMG already said, on this map, which is season specific. So you really do need to have seasons on to experience all of it. So I'm going to have seasons on. I will have precision farming on, rightly or wrongly, it kind of helps. Hello from the Scottish Highlands. There we go. Absolutely awesome. Fantastic. It wants to update on PS5. Mine's saying the same thing. I've got that saying it needs to update, but it's not. I've got nothing that I can click on that will update it, which is bizarre. So I'm not sure about that. Hello from New York City. Wow. Yeah, exactly the same thing, James. It's not. I don't know whether it will just do it at some point. It will update maybe, which is peculiar. I don't know why it would do that. It's obviously going to be something that's required. I guess the other thing we can do. Let's go back out of here. If this helps anybody, great. Like I say, I was just going to talk about what was going on. If we click on the game, check for update. The game or app I've got installed is the latest version. That is installed. Doesn't say I need to reinstall it, update it. Don't know, that's a weird one. I will ignore it, don't worry. I'm going to ignore it. So yeah, so carrying on with what I was saying, like I say, everyone will play differently. So everyone will have a different idea of what they want to do, how they want to play it, what settings they'll have on, off, what equipment, what machinery. You know, everybody is different. So the first thing I'm going to do, and like I say, I've already got some stuff sorted out. In career mode, I've already got the map sat there, ready to move on to. But I will go on to multiplayer. When I'm setting up my maps to start a Let's Play, I will always do it on multiplayer. Whether you do it on Gportal, up on the screen, up on the screen. It's actually below, isn't it? There. If you're using a Gportal server, link in the description, can get a discount if you want to. Awesome guys, very, very helpful. Servers work well. Up to, I think, 16 players you can have at a time rather than 6 on console. And it's being hosted from there, so you're not reliant on your system operating it, which is very, very cool. Or you can just run it on, as I generally do. I do Gportal servers if I'm doing something like a bigger project, multiplayer with other people, that kind of thing. But it was just me. Patch 1.24. Okay, brilliant stuff. Well, that will catch up. Finally, happy to catch you live. I haven't done a lot with the DLC. Like I say, I got the access to it, made the videos I made, posted a video Saturday morning, then went to Colchester to my brother's because he was having a big Halloween party on Saturday night. So Halloween party Saturday night, stayed around at his house on Sunday for a while, then came home. And then Monday I was straight into catching up with the 7 mod maps that had come out. And yeah, I just haven't had enough time to really do anything. So that's what I thought. If I'm going to start... Now that's an interesting one. A lot of people have been saying that. They could have made the cars right-hand drive. How? What do you mean? Every single vehicle, machinery, bit of equipment in game would have to be switched to right-hand drive, but then that means that on every other map you would play on, there'd be right-hand drive, not left. I personally think they should have added in the option as an update for every single vehicle in game to be left or right-hand drive. I genuinely believe that should have been a thing. Could be a thing, but that's a lot of programming for every single mod in game. It's all well and good if a modder brings out a mod and you've got the option for left or right hand drive, but for Giants to do that for every single vehicle they've got in game now would be huge. And you can't have all the vehicles and machinery and equipment only right hand drive for only one map. That doesn't make sense. So it's a difficult one, isn't it? And I've said this every single time when the new DLCs, new expansions, new mods, maps come out. People will always have problems with it saying there is a new car for the map, but it's again a Skoda, and Skoda will specify. Giants don't just say we're doing what we want to do. Skoda will say yes, you can have our new vehicle, but they'll keep it because Giants are a German company, predominantly German, Swiss, Czech. You know, that they'll keep it that way. I know. I totally get it. I really do. Greetings from the Philippines. 50% downloaded. That's awesome. Quitting the game completely and coming back in, fix the issue. Maybe I've tried a couple of things. Anyway, Right-hand drive pack again, yeah. I just think if they brought out a few sort of UK-based vehicles that had an option. Like I said, there's a Range Rover. It doesn't have to be badged as a Range Rover. They could have stuck something in like that, which would have been perfect, wouldn't it, really? Anyway, you're going to use super strength and win the local caper toss competition. Anyway, a wet Somerset. Actually, it's not bad here at the moment. It said it was going to pour with rain, but it's not too bad, so I'm happy. I'll take that. So, anyway, so I will go into multiplayer, and I will do multiplayer simply because when I'm setting up, it gives me the ability then to buy bits of land, move things around, get new bits of equipment, sell bits of equipment, and then if I want to get my start money down to 0, I can just transfer it into the other farm rather than having to muck around leasing and returning equipment and machinery and that kind of thing. It makes life a lot easier. And you can run your whole Let's Play with that second one sat there. If you ever need to dip into it and use it, it's there. If you don't, you don't have to. But it does make setting up a new map, however you want to do it, much, much easier. So I'm going to click on this one. I think all the stuff that I talked about, I think I've got installed. I'm not going to have the Macdon Plains and Prairies. Am I going to do any of that? I might do the Plains and Prairies possibly for the sprayer, but I don't know again. And then I can add stuff, and this is always the dilemma. What do you start with on a new Let's Play? And as a Let's Play progresses, you tend to find you will remove things you're not really using. There might be new stuff you think, oh, this would be perfect. If a new mod comes out, you think, this is ideal for this Let's Play. You'll stick a new one in. You'll know what it's like. You'll play the game. I'm not using Nexat for this one. I think it's an awesome set of stuff, but it's very specific to big farming, big open land agriculture. It's not going to work on here. There's a few bits and bobs I might come back to at some point, depending on what we end up picking up. Fences, pastures. The thing is, there's a lot of cool stuff within the DLC. There's a lot of cool stuff I want to try and play with, so that's what we'll kind of do. So I think we're good there. I'm going to press start. So I've got all my stuff set up here. Crossplay is on, I'm not playing multiplayer with anyone. Auto accept is off. I think we're good to go. Let's start that up. Whoop whoop. We are just setting it up. Like I say, I've got some ideas in my head. I don't know where I'm going to go with it. And often I'll find as I start to progress with prepping, and that's why sometimes people say, well, when's the new Let's Play coming? It might take me an entire day, sometimes 2 days, to do all the prep and get everything right, and you know. Or you can, again, you don't have to do any of this. You might just decide, you know what, I'm just going to jump on and play it as it is. With all the start equipment, what you get, bang, go. Go for it. Absolutely go for it. Why not? Never use John Deere harvesters, but will do for this. You don't, or I don't? You don't, maybe. Can we upload custom photos too? Pardon? The sound is coming back through my mic from the game menus and causing crackling, is it? Never noticed that before when I've done live streaming. Maybe that's up to a bit too high. Turn it down a little bit. Right, so what I need to do now is come into here, go to there first of all and go across and mute. I also need to join a farm. Now this is the start farm. So this is the one that all the equipment and machinery you start with is on. So what I'm going to do is set up 2 more farms. One is going to be the main bank, the Bank of Kinlaig, Bank of Scotland, whatever you want it to be. And then one will be a blank one, which probably won't have anything, and that'll be mine. So I'll start on that with nothing, which will allow me then to join the farm when I'm ready to join the farm if I want to. Again, that's up to me. Now, it says dismiss as farm manager, but I haven't got any options for anything else yet. So farms. I might want to change some of my settings on this, but I can always come back to that at another time. So this will be, we'll just call it Kinlaig Farm, I guess. Yeah, let's call it Kinlaig Farm. Why not? And yeah, so this is kind of, a lot of this stuff is what I would normally do off screen. Don't want a password, and what do we want to go for? Let's change. If it's going to be the main farm, I can either have it as, I generally have the main farms as the tractor, and then I would normally have the building. Yeah, probably as a home farm. So let's confirm that. So that's the start farm done. There's 1 million, but we can move that around if we need to, which is kind of what the point is. MrSealyp green, of course, it has to be. Yeah, the crackling sometimes. What I'm finding, like I said, I've got this new sound system, and it's weird because my previous monitor, I had to get a new monitor. My monitor completely died on me. Bought a new monitor. My old monitor had speakers built in. The new monitor doesn't, so I've had to plug a sound system into it. But strangely, when I come from the game back to the PlayStation menu, I get this crackle, like it's disconnecting the speaker and reconnecting it. I don't know why it does it. It's very peculiar. Anyway, yeah. So like I say, this is just, you know, this is the stuff I do. So I'm going to create a new farm. So this new farm, when we do this one, we'll call it Bank of Kinlaig at the moment. I mean, we could do Scottish tourism. You know, like I say, you pick whatever you want to go for. I like it because it adds immersion. I like it because it gives me some options. And, you know, it just, rather than just have a farm sat there, it's, you know, why not? Because isn't there, we've got a bank branch in the town itself, which I think, was it Bank of Kinlaig? I'm sure it might be. I'm sure it might be. I'm so sure that it might be. So, which means I'm not sure at all. Let's call it Bank of Kinlaig. We'll go down to there and we'll do the same thing with this. We'll do that. Create farm. Now that starts on 1 million, but what I'm going to do with this, how I also set these up, to make sure the bank's got a healthy amount of money in there for whatever we need to do while we're setting up. I will use, if I've got it installed, I think I might, is it by MrHector? There's the government subsidy signs, and there's a second set, which I think I've got installed. And I will use those. I'll buy a small plot of land from the bank, add some money in, speed up time a couple of hours maybe, so they've got a healthy amount of money in there. So then we've got the money we need for whatever we need to do for setting up the Let's Play. And again, once you're done, you can move any spare money back into that bank account, and you haven't got to worry. You don't have to touch it. You can if you want. It's up to you. Does anyone know the release time for the new DLC? It should be out. It should be out now. I know a lot of people... What monitor did I get? I have got, it's a Samsung OLED something or other super jobby thing. It's very cool. I like it. But yeah, and the thing is, it wasn't cheap either. I've done it in installments because it was a lot of money. But when it arrived, and I mean, I read all the specs and stuff, and I suppose my brain just assumed, well, of course it'll have built-in speakers for that kind of money. Of course it will. No. Difference between buying a TV and buying a monitor, that's the difference. You get an OLED TV, normally you have speakers with it built in. Monitors, generally speaking, you don't, and it's just, anyway. DLC isn't working on Steam. It's out all over the place. It's on PlayStation. It's there to download if you need to download it. People are already saying they download it on Xbox. People are downloading it on PC. Hello, Wayland. Sorry if I haven't been saying everyone's names. I apologise. There's a lot. It's going past quite. Hello, Neville. I'm doing fine. You're on your lunch break at work. Albert Bartlett Factory in Airdrie, Scotland. Cool. Potato Factory. Nice. Guernsey in the Channel Islands. Jersey and Guernsey, lovely places, lovely places. This is the full thing. It's out now. So, I mean, because I had the early access code, I downloaded the DLC early, but it's the same DLC. There have been a couple of updates, and it's saying update, but it's not doing it. It says it's in my Steam library, but in game it's not showing up. That's really weird. Hello, Nina. Download on PS5, but PC still waiting. Don't get me started. But I'm not gonna go down that route. I was gonna say, bearing in mind, Giants are now the game maker and publisher. Anyway, it is hard work. It is hard work keeping up for it. I did when I did that charity live stream. I got absolutely clobbered. Because I wasn't talking to people enough. There was so much going on with that. I was live streaming. I was doing multiplayer. I had all different facets to try and keep control of. I was preparing for 2 live interviews, one with Tom Pemberton, one with the CEO of the charity, that were going to be done on a Teams call. I had things open everywhere. And then people saying, why is he not talking to me in the chat? I'm sorry. It's really hard. Oh, dear. Will Kinlaig farm keep running while you're a part of your own farm? Will you get contracts for that farm, all the crops and stuff? the crops will carry on doing their rotation through. It won't stop or anything like that. The servers will be on fire. They absolutely. There are 100 people watching. If you said everyone's name out loud, it would take the whole video. Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, when it starts, I can keep up as people's names are coming up, but it's hard to do. And then people are saying, "Why are you talking in the chat? Play the game." So you know, it's the same as it always is on YouTube. It doesn't matter what option I choose to do. It's not going to please everybody. So let's crack on. Anyway, so then the third farm I'm going to create. I don't need 1 million for this one, and I'll show you what I mean. So this one, I might just leave as my farm. Do I want to leave it as my farm? Actually, you know what? I'll just put it down as MrSealyp. There we go. And we're going to put that one on as... What do I want it on? Chainsaw, because you know I'm like a bit of carnage with a chainsaw, lopping down forests. Actually, I might go with the chicken. That does match my hat, to be fair. There should be a fish one now, shouldn't there? For fish farming. Why have they not put a fish farm one on? That would be quite cool, wouldn't it? Oh, we'll leave it on that. Let's do that. Right. Now that's got 1 million. And I'll show you what I mean about this. So, if I click on this one, I've left the Kinlaig farm. I'm on this one. If I now go to here, no, not to there, go to farm management. And what I can do, I can click on Bank of Kinlaig and then transfer money to farm. So I can then transfer all of that money that I've got in my bank account to the Bank of Kinlaig. So now, if I come back out, my farm is on 0. Bank of Kinlaig is on 2 million, and Kinlaig farm itself is on 1 million. So I can move money around in different increments wherever I need to suit whatever I want to do. So when I start, if I start my Let's Play on the MrSealyp farm, Heavy Metal Game, thank you very much, mate. If you're on Steam and it isn't downloaded, make sure you have it selected in your DLCs to download, then verify your game files. I don't know what any of that means, but you may well know. Where we got for them on Steam that don't get it downloaded, Loki in Scruff's Discord has a guide in Scruff's Discord in general chat. Boom. So anyway, yes, thank you very much. Cheers, HMV. You're a HMV. HMG. Thank you. 4B, welcome. Wow, awesome. 4B's in the chat. Didn't even notice. Welcome to being Sealyp Plus. Well, thanks for joining the insanity, which of course it is. Legend, thank you very much. Hello, Cher, hope you're well. Terry 930. Oh, look at all these people, isn't it? Cool. Right, map is loading to 85%, then it's crashing the game. I would say make sure you've turned off all your other mods. Try that first. It could be a mod conflict. That, generally speaking, when that sort of thing happens, it's a mod conflict. So I would absolutely deselect all your mods. Try and load it up. If it loads up fine, it'll be one of your mods. And then it's that process of select half your mods, load it up. If it loads fine, then the problem's in the second half. Try it with the second half, and then just half it, and then you'll identify the mod that's the problem. Generally speaking, that's how it works. I wonder if the base code of water has changed to add fish and what the modder will think of it has. Download on Xbox. Can you walk inside the house? Yes, you can. So anyway, yeah. So that's what I would do. That's what I do. That's what I have done. And then what I can do is I can buy a plot of land, and then we can move money around and do what we need to do. So that's that done. So here we are. We get our initial bit of stuttering. Hello, Walter. Hope you are well, young man. Okay, that's not good. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, it can't be. It is, isn't it? It's because I'm not on Kinlaig Farm. I'm not in... Oh, okay. I need to do all my settings, don't I? I need to grant contractor access. Grant contractor access. Do the same on here. I always forget to do that. No, they're all right. So now it should come up with door open. That should be right. Bank of Kinlaig. Sorry. See, like this stuff I would normally do off camera, and it doesn't matter if it takes me 25 minutes to do. It doesn't matter. Hello from India. Hope you're well. Anyone else having issues? I think a lot of people are having issues. This always happens. Yeah, it's a bit peculiar when he's just stood there. Let's do that again. Oh, there we go. Grant contractor. Grant contractor. So should we should have contractor access, although why? Right, permissions are on. Yes, we should be okay now. There we go. Now we can get in there. Sorry, Arsbo, sorry I missed that. Excited for the new map. Member for 12 months. Thank you very much for being Silly Pete Plus. 12 months. That is awesome. There we go. If you use the fishing rod in other maps, what do you catch? Can I just ask a question? I have this a lot. I have a lot of people that ask me questions, will send me direct messages and say, how do I do this? How do I do that? How does this work? Why does this do this? How do I... And I say, I made a video on that the other day, and they say, I haven't watched that. So my advice would be, when I'm posting videos that explain this kind of stuff, it probably, and I always get the response, I've been busy. I understand that. Everyone's busy. I really do. But I did show that all on the video that I put up about rod and reel fishing. It is on there. Someone help resolve the sound crackling. Is it still happening? Okay. That's really weird. That stuttered harder than I did when I met you. You didn't stutter when you met me. Not at all. Yeah, Walter's eyes do follow you. He's a bit peculiar. You catch the same fish. It's salmon and trout, just various different sizes. Whatever map you're on, wherever you're doing it, the train looks absolutely wonderful. Inside the house, the level of detail. I did all this when I did my video. This is me setting up my Let's Play. This isn't supposed to be me. I've already done my early access Let's Go round, and the loft is creepy as anything. There is something seriously wrong and deranged with whoever set this up. I said this when I did my initial thing. What is this about? What is going on? It's just wrong. If you subscribe, you'll get the video notifications. Click your notifications on. Check your bell notification. Check that you're subscribed. It's amazing how many people think they are and aren't. And with the notifications, they think they've got them on and haven't. So anyway. Brilliant stuff. Thank you. R6 Edward 3946. That's very kind of you. Thank you for your generosity. You are an absolute star. Thank you. Hello, you legend. You're the legend. You're all legends. Friday night. Oh, yeah, this is... Yeah. I don't like that, and I'm not quite sure why that was done. But, yeah, someone said when I did my video before, if you go into here and look around, right, you'll notice... Look to the left. Walter's just watching you. Just watching you through the window. You should be able to close the curtains. That's really weird. That's a little bit... creepy. Anyway, so let's carry on with setting up this Let's Play, because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So I have decided, for the start of my Let's Play, I'm going to start with the JCB, because I really do like the JCB. David is creepier. Ben is creepy. Walter is creepy. David, mega creepy. That guy gives me the ick. I believe that's what the youngsters say these days. It gives you the ick. Legends in our own minds. Anyway, yes, I'm keeping this to start off with because I love it. This may end up being a JCB farm, and like I say, I'm probably going to keep. There's so much cool new equipment in the DLC. I'm swapping out the harvester because that's a generic standard base game wallop. There's your harvester to start it. That's going. We're going to be replacing that. Smash the like button, people. If you're not already subscribed, do it. Smash the like button. Awesome. You haven't missed much, no. I'm preparing and setting up for my Let's Play and kind of explaining the reasons I do the things I do. I just need to double check that I'm on the right one. We are on Kinlaig Farm, like I say. So, that will be going, definitely. I'm thinking I might get rid of this because this is a fairly large tractor. It doesn't look large, but it's got a fairly high horsepower. So we might swap that out. And I know it's new to the game, but bear with me. I think I might go for a Massey, because I do like me a Massey. So I might go for, there's a really nice Massey I've got installed. It might be under small tractors here, that one, or I might go for this one, the 397 series, because I really like those. So I think we might swap it out for one of those. That'd be a cool start tractor, I think. So I'm going to fiddle around with that. You spoke to the guy who voiced David at LAMMA. Did you really? That's crazy. Nina. Oh, is that about the Massey? Whoop whoop. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go with 87, 92, 100 horsepower. Pumped. The 397 pumped. Configuration. Do we want weight? I don't think we've got an option for 3-point on this, have we? We haven't. That could be an issue. Anyway, I'll have a fiddle around with these when I'm saying. You don't worry about the NPCs. People get quite stressed and strung out about and angry about it. And when I do map tours and people say, oh, I can't stand them, but you don't have to interact with them. Yes, they're in the way. And I know sometimes when, so that'll be switched out. I don't know whether I'm going to start with a telehandler or a wheel loader, but what I did think I might start with, and this was new out the other day, what was it under? Might have been under miscellaneous. Did I not install it? Cars and bikes? No. I'm probably going to go for a Rumbler van, because that's the more UK sort of thing. We might go for a Can-Am, but at some point I am going to be selling also this, and we're going to swap this out for something else, because I'm not a big fan of this particular one. So that's the Skoda's going to be going as well. So whether we go for a van instead, I might go for a van. It's going to end up being this yard's going to be like a scrap metal yard. It's going to be like a like a scrappies. I've got these on at the moment. I will turn them off. The sheep will stay. We might add goats. The Highland cows are going to stay. So the farm will be as it is. My idea for my storyline is going to be that when I arrive in Kinlaig, because like I say, this is the setup episode. When I arrive in Kinlaig, we might just go and do a bit of fishing. We might just get a rod and reel, go to a local shop, buy a rod and reel, just go and do a bit of fishing. And then we might then get a job working on a farm. We might do some contract work. You know, there's all sorts of things. What I will often do at this point is now go into my other settings, because what we've got to decide is what do we want on and off. So seasonal growth, yes or no? What do you reckon? I think seasons has got to be on, as HMG said on this version, because there's a lot of seasonal stuff that appears and disappears on the map with autumn and winter and spring and summer. So I reckon we're going to keep seasons on. I'm not a big fan of seasonal growth. I know it's realistic, and I know, but it does limit you, especially when you're doing a Let's Play, to what you can do and when. And sometimes I forget, and I find that frustrating. Yes, we're going to keep that on. Awesome. So this is the point. We're setting this up together, and this is the first time I've really done this on a Let's Play. I've still got some ideas that I want to do, but we're going to set this up together. Days per month I'm leaving on 2. I'm not putting it on 1. I know people often say you should have it set on 5-6 day months, and you should turn this time up to ×5. So you're rattling through days. To me, it's just, if it's 2 day months, each day is half the month. It's not a big deal. So yeah, when you say that, there are some maps and some map makers that will do their season's planting and harvesting window to have winter wheats and barleys. I know Giants didn't do it, but there are some maps and map makers that do. Is that going to be a new feature? Turn tariffs on and off in the map settings? I don't know. Hello, Adrian. Hope you're well. Awesome. I'm leaving it on 2. I generally run 2 anyway, so I'm going to leave it on 2. Snow I always leave on. Fixed visual month, that's fine. Crop destruction I have off. Now, I always have that off. I still don't drive across fields. I generally speak. I'm trying to think if I ever have done on a Let's Play. I don't tend to. And I've only ever done that in the past because, and I've mentioned this many times before, that when I've done Let's Plays or when I've been doing stuff between episodes, so I might be doing a big harvest contract and I need to get it done before the start of the next episode, and it's late in the evening and my head starts to nod. You know what it's like? You think you've just blinked and you've actually been asleep for like 5 minutes. And I think I did it, I can't remember, what was it, on Calmsden? Well, it's not Calmsden anymore, is it? But on FS25, and I went right across the field, just destroyed everything. So yeah, I'm not doing that. Oh, dearie me. Lots of winter work. There's tons of stuff we can do. So yeah, we'll be fine. Periodic plan always leave on. 4B Gaming. Oh man, what I have to say about this map is that I can count it on both hands. The amount of European maps I've made content in the last 4 years. This is the only map I've wanted to play outside of my scheduled recording times. You are an absolute star, and thank you very much for your generosity, 4B. You are a legend. And a thoroughly nice chap to boot as well. I hope to meet a whole load more of you again at LAMMA. If you're interested, we are doing the LAMMA meet and greet. It's a ticket-based thing this time. I think tickets are was it £10? Someone will be able to tell me. I'm sure it was £10. You get a t-shirt, you get raffle tickets, you get food. We are having it at the Yarden Hotel. There are links in the description for tickets and stuff as well. So if you are going to go to LAMMA and you want to do the community meet and greet and meet a load of us, there's going to be a load of content creators, map makers, modders, tons of people. It's always a good laugh. Have a look in the description if you're interested in doing that, because that's very, very cool. Fishing, building the castle, doing the quarry work, doing the hewn, the stonemasons. There's tons. And this is 4B just paid for my new season pass. Actually, it's a good point. I don't know what the season pass is going to be for year 2. What are they normally? $39.99? $49? I can't remember what they are anymore. I just know I have to have them, otherwise I can't do my content. So I have to buy them regardless. Anyway, very, very cool. But the thing about this Let's Play as well that'll be different. So I have all these things on normally, but I've also made sure I have automatic engine start off, don't like that. Stop and go braking like that. Trailer fill. I never do the trailer fill limit. I know a lot of people said I should change that, but I just prefer it the way I am. And always make sure you go through and do these. Turn, unless you want them on, that's up to you, but I tend to turn all of these off. Now this was something that's caught a few people out recently, and that's these two new ones with precision farming. Realistic spread pattern. Spreaders do apply a different amount of fertiliser or lime on the outside compared to the inside. That's fine. This one is what's catching people out. If you have this on, spreaders will apply more fertiliser or lime on the ground if you slow down, which it would do. If it's just kicking it out, there's no sensors for that, and you slow down, it's going to keep kicking out at that rate, so you're going to apply way more than you need to. I always have that turned off. So if you've been caught out by that at all, turn off. Put a porta potty over the top of water at the starting farm. You could do, I suppose. Anyway, so that's all that. General settings. What do we have on our general settings? I'm trying to remember now. Cross. I've got those on at the moment, but normally when I'm playing I don't have those on. I do switch them on and off if I need to. Field info I always have on, and then of course I have it on miles. I don't put freedom height on, I always have it Celsius. We don't really, I mean we do, we kind of bounce between here in the UK, but I know people are always adamant with me, it's always Fahrenheit. It's not always Fahrenheit. People don't always. People will say it's going to be 30 degrees next week, that's Celsius. It's going to be 90 something degrees, that's Fahrenheit. We do tend to bounce about, but yeah, not freedom height, we'll leave that. Radio is always off, because being a content creator I can't have that accidentally come on, because that would be an absolute nightmare. And then my camera settings, I don't always show all these, do I? Just for me personally, indoor camera suspension on, because I like that. Dynamic vehicle camera, do I normally have that on? I'm trying to think now. Easy arm controls off, but you can put them on if you want. And then my sensitivities are on these. Camera, vehicle, steering. I tend to find it works for me. That's just the way I like to do it. Graphic settings, we don't have to worry about all that anyway. So, they're all made up. So what we're going to do then? What I'm probably going to do then, let's drive, well I mean I could just reset them, which if I was doing this off camera I'd be resetting all these back, which I guess we probably could do. Considering this is what I'm doing, I'm showing you what I would do when I set up a new farm. So I'm going to reset that back to the Dewberry widget. And this is where I would then, and generally speaking, unless I'm going to do something crazy, which sometimes I do, but not always, I tend to replace like for like. So if I'm getting rid of that harvester, I'll get a harvester that's similar. So then you can work up to buying a bigger harvester. I'm not going to get rid of that start harvester and get a 30,000 litre John Deere all singing, all dancing. But again, you do you. If you want to, you set yours up however you want to play it. I have got a storyline in my head, kind of. I mean, it's not, like I said before, it's not. You know, I drop in and out. I'm wondering, actually, someone said about putting the porta potty over him. We do have, under build mode now, and under decoration, we've got a phone box. I wonder if we could put a phone box over him. Would it allow us to do that? It says it overlaps. Let's press triangle. Oh no, it goes over. It can't. Oh, it's not touching the floor though, is it? No, he's not really in it proper. Oh, hang on, hang on. We could cover it if we wanted to. Anyway, there you go. Hello, Goggle Pop. I didn't even notice you there. We got Fezzik. Oh, there's tons of people joining. Hello, everyone. Triple D, Honey, Eric. Oh, awesome. Farmer Foley's in the chat as well. Cool, these people. Waylon, I said hello to Waylon earlier. Freedom. Yeah, Freedom Height. Everyone knows that. It's Freedom Height. So, am I going to get rid of that? Yes, I'm going to keep the other one. We're going to swap that out for a Massey. So, yes, we will do. Probably keep the weight. And then, like I say, jiggling around all of the finances, we can do whatever we need to. I'm going to keep all the buildings as they are for the time being. I like the layout of the farm. That's cool. I'm going to keep the old barn. We could at some point decide we could do an episode where we demolish the old barn and put something in its place. That's entirely up to us. We have got Trix1989 has sent 5 gift memberships. You star. If you've just received a gift membership, they are from Trix1989. Please don't tell me that's the year you were born. Please, I will feel so old. Please, no. What a legend, thank you. Got the day off to play Highlands DLC plus your car's broken. Oh no, sorry to hear that. I've been there too many times. It's not good, is it? We had a period of time and we had it was a lovely Vauxhall Severa, but it was a diesel and something went with the glow plugs, the settings for the glow plugs. I can't remember what it was that went wrong. It went into the garage. I mean, it took us a while to build up to the point where we could afford to take it to the garage. And they had it for ages. And we were doing our shopping on foot. We had like a big hold-all, like suitcase, wheeled suitcase, and we'd go to the supermarket, buy it all, put it in there, and then wheel it back. That was kind of back before you had all the online delivery to your door type stuff. That was a long time ago. Right, having the same problem with mine. The DLC is checked. I have it on Steam, but I go to the new game, it's not there. That's weird. Yeah, JCB and Volvo. So like I say, we're going to go down to, we'll jump down there in a minute. I'm going to leave the Highland cows because what I want to do as well, when we come to work on the farm, whatever we end up doing, oh, that's what I was going to do. I said to you, I normally do this. So what I would normally do as well when I'm setting up, because I'm on Kinlaig at the moment, I'm on the Kinlaig farm. Remember, I've got the 3 farms set up, mine, the Bank of Kinlaig, and then I've got Kinlaig Farm. What I will look at, see, is there anything available? But you've got to be careful and look at the times, what's available within my time frame, because if I need to speed up time for anything in my prep, I don't want to risk missing out on some contracts. So it might be a fertilizing contract I'll pick up on, but then I've got to think that's all well and good, but do I have the equipment and machinery on the farm to do that? If I start my Let's Play and say we've got a contract and then don't have any equipment to run that, it's a problem. I think this Let's Play is going to be a lot freer and open with regard to finances, because I want to have a go at everything. And if you do a start from scratch Let's Play, which people love to see, they want to see the start from scratch. You start with nothing, build yourself up, work your way up, but that's fine to a degree. Then people then don't want you doing productions, they don't want you doing this, and then people will say he's doing what he always does, he's building up his money, he's going to buy a bigger tractor, and yeah, that's kind of how it works. But the problem is that can take a long time. And by the time you get to do all the cool stuff on the map, people have lost interest in the Let's Play. So it's a difficult one. Barris? Dude! Barris has just... He did this on the stream the other day. Barris has just dropped in with 20 gift memberships. Barris! Man! 20. If you've received a gift membership, that's from Barris. Massive shout out to him. What an absolute star. Thank you very much, mate. Legend as always. Barris has been with me. I say with me. He has been with me for years. Barris is the guy with the inception of the subscriber contracts, which I haven't done in a long time. It's a lot harder to do now in this version of the game. Yeah, subscriber contracts. That was Barris that did all that. So yeah, I'm not sure what to see. I want a Range Rover. We need a Range Rover. Let's jump to the store. So, Shane Munsey, thank you very much. That's very generous of you. Good morning. I hope you are well, wherever you are. I keep doing this. I keep looking at the chat and talking to that rather than the camera, or I'm looking at my mic and... I do this for a living, by the way. Did you know that? Good, isn't it? Barris is a star. Anyway, so these we're going to sell, and the money will go back into the bank account for the farm, and then we can replace that with the new bits we're going to get or want to get. And again, you pick and choose your start equipment and machinery. Because I'll often start a Let's Play and people will say, I don't understand, that's not the equipment I started with. Well, no, I normally fiddle around with it. I will fiddle around and mess stuff up, and you'll get more money if you bring it down to. I could have just sold it in the main menu, but if we sell it here, 103,000, that's not too bad. And am I going to regret that? Maybe. I say that a lot when I do any videos. I will make decisions, I will do things that at some point I'll think, I really shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. The problem I've got is, when I said about replacing the forklift down at the docks, I don't own that. Nobody owns that forklift, but I am going to add a forklift down there. And that's going to be done with the Bank of Kinlaig. We are going to pop into the town, actually, because I want to double check that. I'm sure it is. So we'll swap this out. The problem is I can't use it on console. 4B, it's very kind of you. It's that. I can get you a Range Rover, mate. No questions asked. Fell off the back of a lorry. Don't worry too much about it. Don't worry that the lock's broken. It's all good. Yeah, unfortunately, because I play on console. I know a while back some guys were modding skid steer loaders, and they did a skid steer loader with a MrSealyp logo on it, and Giants don't allow that. They frown upon it. So when it got submitted, Giants refused it on that. It got released as a mod, but not without the MrSealyp logo, which I get. You know, they don't want you know, anyone being advertised over and above anyone else. It makes sense, doesn't it? So let's sell that, sell that, sell that, and then we'll get rid of the car as well. So like I say, am I going to go? Can I go? I think we're going to go for the farm. We're going to go with. Do I go with capacity or bale trailer? We'll go capacity first. Wheel setup. Front or rear wheel drive? We'll go front wheel drive. Design. Headache rack? Yes. Attachers plus trailer hitch? Yes. Design colour? Do we want to change it? Do we want to go white van man? Yeah, the TV in the attic is creepy. Creepy. There's something seriously wrong with it. Rims, I think we might just go. Did I put it on? I think I might put it on. Do that, and then I did go with my. Yeah, we'll go metallics on that. We're going to leave. I'm going to leave the number plate. No, actually, I'm not. I don't know. Unless I put a specific number plate on, I'm not going to bother. Do we change the colour of this? I don't want to go JCB because that's too glaringly obvious. That's a bit green. Class green? That's alright. I wonder if we can go metallic on that. Oh! Yeah, we'll have that. So we're going to buy that for the farm. So instead of the car, we're going to have that. Now, I might start with a mountain bike. So, like I say, it's difficult without joining a farm. So because I've set my own separate farm up, I'll move a little bit of money or keep a little bit of money and I'll get a mountain bike. That's what I'm probably going to start with, I think. Anyway. Oh, sorry about my back is agony today. Oh, I'm such an idiot because I went to like I said, my brother's Halloween party at the weekend, and of course, you know, it's Halloween and everyone's dressed up and you have a few sherbets and a few adult, you know, the wobble pops, adult juice. And of course, I was dancing and I woke up Sunday morning like, what did I do? I'm an idiot. I am. Yeah, new members do save money in MrSealyp. You get 10%. Was it 10% discount? I can't remember what it is now. You get a discount. I am terrible at this. I don't do it. I don't plug the stuff enough. Anyway, yeah. So you get a discount as well. The Bailey trailer pack is cool, but there's the Bunning trailers and stuff. I want to. I mean, I can bounce between them. There's a load of really cool stuff out at the moment. So we've got that, which we'll take up. Oh yeah, someone asked about the harvester. I'm going to go with, I think, assuming of course I did install it. I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with TX32 5,600 litre. I think it would be all right for the area. I was looking at getting a class combine, but I've used class combines quite a lot on starts of maps, so I'm going to go with this. So we'll have this at the start farm, and then we can fiddle around and we can, you know, decide what we're going to do from that. We'll get that at some point. I'll have that. So when we get to our first episode proper, when it's the storyline and we're getting into it, that will be on the farm. We'll have that up there. Good to go. Have you heard of ETS2? Yes, I have heard. Yes. I don't have enough hours in the day to play half the games I want to play now. It's not too bad. Like say, if Giants drop a few mods on a particular day, like today was what I think one mod on console, but then I had all the back catalogue of maps I was trying to catch up on, and I wanted to live stream this, and this is out. I want to start my Let's Play on this. So sometimes if I've done a Let's Play, if mods have come out and there's no maps and I've done my videos for the day, I might then stay out here and play something for me. Sometimes I might go back indoors and play something in there. It depends, you know. Or sometimes just carry on playing Farming Simulator, which is what I love doing. So it's just a difficult one, isn't it? It is easy to make time. So you just ignore all the responsibilities. You know what? I have chores around the house I do. There's the pink jobs and blue jobs. I don't know if anyone's heard of that. The jobs that are blue jobs are the ones that a man is supposed to do. And the pink jobs are the ones that a woman's supposed to do. No, we do everything. I hoover, we do the washing, I do the washing, we hang the washing out. Then, you know, if my wife's in London on a day and it's a day for doing the washing, I'll do the washing. I'll hoover around the house and do, you know, we all sort of share the jobs. I say we all, myself and MrSealyp. The girls do a little bit, my daughters do a little bit. But that pink jobs and blue jobs, I think my brother's family have, it's always a joke. Like my brother said, DIY around the house. I'm the same. If anything needs repairing, fixing, building, oh yeah, Dad'll do it. Okay. Other people can. You can learn to do it. I didn't. I wasn't born with the knowledge of doing it. Keely21, thank you very much. You are a star. Keep it up. Thank you very much. This is your 5th super chat on a live stream. You're a legend. Thank you very much. Thank you. So yeah, but there's some building work and stuff around the house that needs my attention, and I've mentioned this in a couple of videos. That is not beyond my capabilities, but the time frame required to do it. If I choose to pay a builder to do it, it's going to cost me a lot of money. If I choose to do it myself, which I can, I'll have to take a week out of making videos to do the work, which then means I'm not earning any money. So it's a kind of catch-22. It's a difficult one. So there's a whole load of stuff, you know. Anyway, is it working on Steam yet? Does anyone know if it's working on Steam? You're absolutely right. A job is a job. Anyone and everyone is qualified to do anything. I learned that from my dad. My dad used to do all the hoovering around the house. If mum was at work, my dad worked shift work. So if he got up out of bed and she wasn't in from work yet, he'd run the hoover around. He'd stick a load of washing on. He, you know, but he was always a very kind of blokey bloke. But I learned that from him. It was that thing of there's nothing wrong with that. Why wouldn't you? You know, starting with the Can-Am Defender. I mean, I could do, yeah. Yeah, there are mods in the mod hub. There's only today. There's 4 or 5 on PC, but I think only I want to say 1. Let me just double check. I'm sure there was only 1 on console. Let me just trouble check that. Yeah, it's just 1 today. So we got the Gentil EVR 1814 EPAN 5 by Universe Simu Modding on console, and then the Highlands Fishing expansion, which I'm looking at right now. So let's go back to, let's minimize that. Sorry, I'm talking about this. Oh wow, blimey, everything's gone mad since I just some people are not qualified to be doctors. Oh, anyone can give it a go. Welcome to Silly P plus NTYQT at, and yeah, congratulations for joining us. Barris, member for 13 months. I think MrSealyp should become an NPC on the game. Wouldn't that be cool? Makes him eternal for FS. Let's be honest, mate. I'm an NPC in my own life. I just bimble along, doing my thing. Sorry, I've left it on that. But anyway, can we see the fish at the port? Yes, we can. I just need to get rid of this Skoda. The Skoda. Or did I do that already? No, I didn't. Let's get rid of the Skoda. And then we'll head down. I think what we'll do... I'm going to grab the forklift. It's going to be a bit of a... CJ, what's a brain surgeon? I always knew. You can tell. Psychiatrist, brain surgeon, any of that stuff. I mean, it's easy. They say you've got to go to university and do courses and learn stuff. I mean, come on. How hard can it be? I am joking, of course. If anyone out there has got family, don't come for me. I am joking, genuinely. Right, so what I'm going to do now... Oh, look at all these that have popped up. So you just keep an eye on them and see what happens. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to swap to Bank of Kinlaig. If I swap to the Bank of Kinlaig, and then I'm going to go to... Because I want to make sure the stuff is matching up to the right place, who owns it and that kind of thing. And that's what I'll often do. I'm going to go to forklifts, and I'm going to get that big boy right there. We're going to leave it in those colours, I think. Although, again, it's knock-ins, miters. No, we're going to leave it at knock-ins because this is going to be a dock worker. Without windshield guard, yeah, probably should have one on there if I'm going to be using it, but we'll leave it as it is. Do I want to go white with it? Actually, I quite like the white. Or do we go for a grey? Ooh, that's not so bad. I wonder if we can go metallic on that. Oh, hang on. Yeah, maybe a little bit lighter. That one. Yeah, don't know actually. Probably preferred it as how it was. I'm going to go back to yellow. Yep, same like that. Anyway, this channel continues to teach me from FARMSIM and all the other channels that taught me how to fix my house. Lancey Boy. Did Lancey Boy do a Land Rover mod? It wasn't on console. There was another modder. Who was the guy? Oh, Adam. Was it Adam Kong? Adams Kong. That did a few different. Was it Adams Kong that did the Willys Jeep? Trying to think. Anyway. Right, so it says there you have to manually put it in Steam, right click on your game, go to properties, go to DLC, check in the checkbox for DLC, problem solved. That's in the chat. You can have a look at that. Don't listen to what I just said because I probably didn't read it properly. Ah, dearie me. You do get better at stuff, and like I say to my kids all the time, if you're not sure how to do something, I have no problem with them asking me. My oldest daughter, when she moved out, let's buy that for there. Yeah, when she moved out with her boyfriend, she would ring me up and say, how do I do this, Dad? How do I do that, Dad? Could you come and show me? Can I borrow some of your tools? I have a problem with that. I don't mind as long as they get put back and they get returned in the same condition they were sent out. No, wrong one. But let's do that. We should tilt, open and close. Let's get the beacon on because we're going to be driving it away. Oh, this goes at 32 miles an hour. Well, nay bother, we'll be there in no time. Adams Kong just did 3D models he bought and put them in the game. Okay, didn't know that. Yeah, so this forklift is going to go down at the docks because I think the docks requires a big. If we're going to be moving big stuff around, I mean, I might even do some container work down at the docks as well. I know the containers are for doing wood, but I love putting things into containers, especially for storylines. You get stuff delivered or shipped. Now we've got a dock and we've got a cargo boat. We can put stuff on that. As far as storylines go, that's epic. I think that's so. This thing is a rocket ship. Very, very cool. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, I have no problem, and I'll go over to my daughter's house and I'll show her how to do whatever, but she's very good at that. Then once I've shown her, and I was always the same when I was an instructor at Air Cadets, when I was a teacher, I will show you something. If you need to know how to do something, I will show you. Of course I will. I'll explain how to do it. And if you're not sure how to do it, I have no problem with you asking me again. One thing I don't, is when people sit there and you say, has anyone got any questions, and people just sit there and don't say anything. Please ask. If you don't know, ask. I've always said that to my daughters. Just ask. I have no problem. I'll show you again. If it gets to the third or fourth time of me showing you how to do something, then you've either switched off completely or you're not bothered. You're not trying to learn how to do something. You're just hoping I'll say, oh, I'll do it. Nope. That's not how I roll. Anyway. Finally got it working. It was a mod conflict. Thank you for your help. I told you, didn't I? So it was probably a mod conflict. It happens. Generally speaking, if you've got a map and it gets to a certain percentage and will not load, it's 9 times out of 10 it's a mod conflict. And I say 9 times out of 10 because not always, but sometimes. They always used to say this when I was with the Air Cadets and when I was a teacher, and I often get it a lot. There's no such thing as a stupid question. And the only stupid question is the one that's not asked. I disagree. There are stupid questions. People can ask some really stupid questions at times. in all walks of life. So yeah, we've got this big one and we've got the small one. So I think we've got some options for manoeuvring of equipment and stuff should we need it. And like I say, if we come to the outside of this, did I leave the beacon on? I did. This one should say bottom right, owned by Bank of Kinlaig. So we're good. That's not owned by me, it's not owned by the farm, it's open, it's done here. 461 people watching, 223 likes. Come on people, smash that likey button. Now the other thing I might do on Bank of Kinlaig, I might buy the transport ship, because again, it's one of those things that if I'm doing a let's play, and again a sort of semi start from scratch, at what point am I going to get to where I've got 275 grand spare to buy the boat? And if I want to do some boat related stuff, but again, that's an iffy decision because people can be polarised as to whether they agree with that concept or not. I like the idea of having it. The sports boat, that would be something I would definitely buy myself. I'm not going to buy it now, but I'm considering I might do. So no. Yeah, the Land Rovers, the Santanas, they were AF modding. So what I'm also going to do is check on the map now, because what I want to do is buy a plot of land that the Bank of Kinlaig own. Because also what I want to look at doing, and I often do on a test map or on a let's play, is I will put in some silos, whether it's not the buy anything silos, maybe it's the pallet, one of the pallet stations. There's one by Yoss. That gives me the ability then, if I'm telling a storyline, if I want to add in some narrative of something, again, if we're going down to the docks because there's been a delivery of something in a shipping container, I need to be able to put that something in without it impacting my finances on my farm. Because otherwise, the next time someone watches my next Let's Play, all of a sudden I've got a load of money on the farm with no explanation, or I've got no money with no explanation, but there's a load of stuff around them. So it gives me the ability to bounce between the different farms I've got set up to then set up for storylines. That's kind of how it works. Anyway, that's what I do. Am I getting Project Motor Racing? I've already pre-ordered it. I know a lot of the people... I've done it every single time. Every single time a new version of this game's come out, I've pre-ordered it, I've paid for it. Oftentimes, Giants will send you out a copy, often on PC. And obviously, with the version of this, I got early access to this. So Giants are now looking at, as a publisher, we need to look at offering it to console gamers, whether it's console gamers, content creators, whether it's publishing companies, whether it's magazines, whoever it is that's writing articles on the game, they want to be able to give them access. So I guess that's what they're looking at now. So I have pre-ordered Project Motor Racing. I have paid for it already. Will I get a code for it? Maybe, but I have paid for it anyway. So I do want to do this. Oh, wow. Just noticed that. David McAuliffe has gifted a membership. Thank you very much. And Heavy Metal Gaming received that membership. That's super, super cool. MrSealyp, when are we going to race each other? You know what? I've said this a few times now. When we were at FarmCon and I was with DJ Goham, Farmer Cop, Virtual Farmer, FARMSIM guy. Argsy wasn't there this time. Who else was there? Jaden was there. Who else? I said we should do a FARMSIM league. A racing league on Project Motor Racing. So all the FARMSIM gamers do a FARMSIM league, just to prove to the world, just because we play Farming Simulator, just because we drive tractors around, there's nothing stopping us or being able to race motor cars. I've loved racing games since I first started playing on consoles. Toka Touring Car, I mean, was that PS1 or PS2? Oh my days. I mean, every racing game out there I've had a go at. So yeah, that would be super cool. We should absolutely have a FARMSIM racing league, I think. Yeah, we could call it FSL and have commentators. Could you imagine FARMSIM League? That would be awesome, wouldn't it? That's such a clever idea. What a brilliant name for it as well. Anyway. Dragon Creed has donated 5 memberships. This is going crazy today. Awesome. Thank you very much for donating those memberships. If you've just received one, that is from Dragon Creed. You absolute star. Yeah, Toka touring cars. Oh, man. I know I was watching Jimmy Broadbent yesterday, and he and his friends were playing on Automobilista 1 or 2, because that, although it's an old game, it's like 8 years old now, whatever it is, they have just had modded into the game Super Tourers. So all the old touring cars are in there. So he and his friends run a thing called the Mushroom Cup, and they've done all different championships over the years, and they were doing touring car racing yesterday. Oh my, it was amazing. That'd be so cool. Am I supposed to be a fisherman or where's Wally? A bit of both, really. I've gone for the sort of fishing trawler hat and just a shirt, because I had originally ordered like a sou'wester, like a fisherman's hat. It never turned up. Wow, we've got another 5 memberships. That's awesome. By N2, I'm going to say again, N2YQT. Yes, thank you very much. You're a star. That's absolutely mega. Gran Turismo, all versions are absolutely awesome. I love it. Anyway, so yes, I'm trying to find a bit of land that I can put some stuff on. Just thinking maybe down here. Plot 70. It's quite a big plot. Oh, that's all hilly bit though, isn't it? Although it is down here by where you've got sell point. You can't actually buy the plot here that's got sell points on. This is all farmland. Maybe that is an idea. Oh, that's what I want to check as well. Do we start with the fishing rod? We do start with the fishing rod. Pole extended. Sponsored by Thrustmaster. That would be quite cool. See, that's the problem. See, what I might need to do, again, because I was going to do the thing, I was going to go to a shop in the village, in the town, and buy a fishing rod. I don't know if there is a fishing shop. I never played Ridge Racer. I was never a big fan of it. I prefer, I say racing simulators, no, because Gran Turismo, I suppose it kind of is. I'm not a particularly big fan of arcadey racing games. Although, that being said, I used to play Sega Rally all the time. So, anyway. You thought my flashlight extended then. Whoa, easy, Tiger. Is there a walkway that takes us up to the top, or do I have to walk away around the thing? So I wanted to check on the bank. I don't think we can go up here. Oh no, because the train line. There's not a footbridge over the train line, is there? Don't do it, MrSealyp. Let's just double check. It is. Let's jump to the Big Farmer's kiosk. Question to everyone in the chat: has anyone actually seen the Big Farmer? I haven't seen him anywhere, or her. It is the Bank of Kinlaig, yes. So brilliant stuff. So that's what our main bank account holder is, the Bank of Kinlaig. Awesome. What happened to the Le Mans game? No idea. Very good. Got my fishing pilot team who the lure was bigger. Ah dear. I'll have to race Glenn GT UK. He's one of the best. We can do all sorts. Yeah, see, I never really got into the Forza games too much on anything. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Do they have blue doors on churches? What is that? Is that a trick question, or is that something in the US? Jim, I don't know. I reached out. It's got to be probably 2 years ago now, maybe even 3. And never got a response back. I don't know. Yeah, just kind of disappeared. Stopped making stuff. But anyway, yeah. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, hang on. I want to set the record straight here. I said the other day the Kelpie is like a water spirit, a water demon. I got hammered. People in the comments, people direct messaging me. No, Nessie, the Loch Ness monster, is a Kelpie. A Kelpie is a water spirit. Look it up online, and because it looks like kelp, it's got like long sort of spindly things. It can often be manifest itself. It looks like a horse in the water, and people try to ride it and get dragged down to their deaths, that kind of thing. Kelpie is a water spirit. It's a water demon. It is. Trust me. Sometimes I know stuff. There is 2 horse stables on the Highlands. Are there? I didn't come across any. Still hoping Black Sheep Modding brings over the box truck with forklift from FS22 to FS25. Oh right, yeah, the Powfinger pack we've got. I was going to say we've got that, haven't we? But no, that's the bigger one, isn't it? GB Modding, Green Bale. Oh, I'm GB Modding. 6 ashes. Come on. Come on now. That's up there. Anyway. I don't know. I still genuinely am staggered by this. It's incredible. It really is. So anyway, I'm supposed to be setting up my map, people. I'm supposed to be setting up my map. So let's jump to here. So I'm looking at, if I was going to buy a plot of land, I could put go government subsidy signs on to speed up time for the bank, so the bank's got plenty of money in the bank, seeing as that it is a bank. We might be able to do a little bit of landscaping here, and also then maybe put in a couple of multi-fruit buy stations and stuff like that, just again to give me the option, because it's fairly flat here. This might work actually. So this plot was this one here, plot 70. So I've got to make sure I'm on the Bank of Scotland still. I am, aren't I? Bank of Kinlaig, sorry. Let's do that. No, that. And let's buy plot 70. Also, I try and find a plot that I'm not likely to buy during my Let's Play. I look and think, is that a plot that I would want for any particular reason? Maybe. If I wanted to put some decorative items and stuff down, I can just jump onto the Bank of Kinlaig farm if I want to do that. Anyway, if I needed to. Oh, there you go. J-Bot said generally yes. I didn't know that. Didn't know that was a thing. Paul, has Mark Thor's Ford class combine come to console? I don't think so. Barris, dude. Thank you very much, mate. You're an absolute star. You've been gifted memberships, you legend. Thank you. Please take care of yourself. What a star. Honestly, he's absolutely bonkers, but what a fantastic guy. So let's buy the land. So that's now showing us that blue, which is owned by the Bank of Kinlaig. Now, what I want to try and do is, I wonder if I can put in some landscaping out to the road so we can give it a track or road. And this is, like I say, this is the sort of stuff I would probably look at doing off camera. Again, can we modify anything? So what I'd want to do is soften, if I can. Soften the transition from the roadway down to here. So maybe here, level it a little bit if I can. Does it allow me to? Not particularly, but it's not a particularly rough bit down. Do I need to soften any of this out? No, I don't think so. Right, so what I would do here is come into this menu here, come across to our containers, and then look at my options. What did I install? I can't remember. So I would go with multi-fruit buying station discounted, real, or there's the multi-purpose buying station. Now the multi-purpose buying station has the option for buying pallets on there as well. So again, for storytelling, that kind of thing, it's helpful. Or there's also the mod buy with standard tools. I'm going to go for the discounted, and we'll put it here. And again, I might not ever use it. It might not get touched. What's that? 16.5. That's saying 16.501. So it's not going to get much better than that. Let's be honest. If it doesn't get touched, it doesn't get touched. And then what I can do is I can put some decorative items around it, maybe a couple of trees, do some bits and bobs. It's all good. And then I've got access to it should I need it. If I don't need it, that's absolutely fine. I can then make whatever I want from it. If I come to tools, and I should have installed just here, we've got the farm pallet shop, which you buy, or you've got the farm pallet shop free. So again, if I wanted to have some stuff for a storytelling thing, I can get free pallets of whatever I want, load them onto a lorry, and one of my jobs could be I've got to go and collect this and take it here. I don't necessarily make any money from doing that, so it saves me having to spend money out buying pallets of stuff, whatever it might be. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put one of these here as well. Make sure it doesn't overlap too badly. We might put some buildings and stuff over some of these, but if I can... there we go. Put that there. And then what we're going to do is put this in. If you haven't seen this, the pump for silage additive. The silage additive pack is awesome. Goggle Pop, member for 11 months. Something. What? Have I missed something? It doesn't take long to fall to the dark side. It really doesn't. I know. Thank you very much, mate, for being a member and for being a fantastic support to me and the channel for such a long time. Goggle Pop, again, is another one of the OG guys. What an absolute legend. Just had a quick 10-minute go. Can't believe I just spent 30 quid on it. What? Why? Possibly. Alright, time to head out. Reception, I've got to go away. Everyone. Take care, 4B. Look after yourself, mate. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being awesome again, as always. Oh, okay. I haven't watched... I mean, I've watched the odd Family Guy here and there. Not many. Yeah, so anyway, this... If you want silage additive and you want it cheap, this is what you want, because it is incredible. I'm going to put this here. We'll put that like that. So I've got a few things there that I might possibly need. Again, if I don't use them, I don't. But if I do decide to, and then I can then embellish them with decorative items, put a building around them, some stuff like that. There's some fantastic crane mods. There's all sorts of stuff. If yours is stuck and not loading, if you mean you're trying to load the map up and it's not working, could be a mod conflict. Deselect all your mods, try and load it. If you mean it's not loading as it's not downloading, I don't know what would be causing that. I'll have to try and find them Star Wars episodes, that'd be quite cool. Jake Tubb 77. I did a map tour, I did a review on your map. Awesome stuff. Hello, thank you for joining us. I thought, I recognise that name. Why do I know that name? That's why. Sorry, I need to have a... what mods am I using with for my first run? I've got to put them all into the description. Because as you can see, I'm throwing stuff in here at the moment, and none of this stuff is in my description at the moment. I've got a harvester mod, we've got a van, I've got a Massey Ferguson tractor that we're going to be using, I've got a bicycle, there's a whole ton of stuff. So what I'm going to do now is go across to here and look at, do I want asphalt, concrete, cobblestones might be quite cool, but would that look right? I don't want animal mud, dirt, concrete, asphalt maybe. Can I get away with it off the side of the road here? Let's do that. How's that look? Actually, that's not too bad. Oh, it won't let me go any closer. That's annoying. I'm always worried in case it does that, but I can't do a lot about it. Right, let's bring that down. So that comes across the front of there. We'll put that on there as well. Why is that not going? There we go. Put some more there. Come across the front of there. And then what I might do, because we've got all the land, and again I can landscape it around afterwards. I can change my mind, I can add stuff, remove stuff. This is a land that is now owned by the Bank of Kinlaig. And it just gives me some extra options, and I can fiddle around to my heart's content off camera. The cobblestones look classy. They might do, but would there be a cobblestone road out here in the countryside in the fields? Maybe. Let's have a look at the cobblestones. We'll put a little bit in. They do actually. They do look classy. Let's go cobblestones. You're right. The cobblestones look classy. They look really good. We'll cobble it. Cobbledygook. Right, we can Pithers! Hello Pithers! You've probably been in for a while, haven't you? Apologies if I haven't said your name already. Member for 14 months. Afternoon boss, sorry I'm late. You're not late, don't worry, we've just been sitting around waiting for you to get here. That's awesome. Member for 14 months, super cool. I didn't know I'd had the membership thing running that long, have I? That's crazy. But cool at the same time. Right, so let's bring that down here. You're right, that was a good shout. And this is what I'm talking about. So I wanted to do this as a live stream because I wanted people involved in me setting up. You know, and I've had, you know, people have said different things, different bits of advice have been brought to the fore, so to speak. Let's do that with cobbles as well. Make sure it's all as it should be. It's not going to let me go any closer than that, that's fine. Do a little bit here as well. We're golden, right, brilliant stuff. It's just, oh, it's a very good map. So yeah, as far as them buildings and stuff go, I could put some sheds and stuff around this. This is a bit frustrating. I've always said this on maps when you've I've bought the land all around that, but it doesn't allow you to have access to the road, which means I can't then bring the road I've just put in right up to the road. That is annoying. Hello Dust Bunny 54, thank you very much, you are an absolute star. Thank you, very much appreciated. Wow. We could put some trees in around it and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, will I do that between now and when I start my Let's Play? Potentially. You're more than welcome. Of course I'm going to do lives on console. I love playing on console. I haven't been doing enough live streams. I'm trying to do more. So we're getting it. Yeah, the trouble is, well, I suppose I could try, couldn't I? Sometimes it does allow you to, doesn't it? Not always. If I get out of the way, we're probably opposite. Those cobbles look incredible. Incroyable. Let's go to that. Oh, hang on. We got a little bit of something there. Look, it kind of accidentally didn't realise what I'd done. It's kind of... Let's go a little bit. Can we trick it? If we sneak up on it... if we suddenly go, boom, and it doesn't notice... Let's go a little bit bigger. Will it let me? That's a bit worrying because it'll go over everything. Oh, you know what it'll do. We can put a couple of signs or something by it, but at least I've got access rather than just driving across the ground. Anyway, do you have to have the season pass to get this? You don't have to have the season pass. If you've got the season pass, you will get it for free. You just download it. It's the 4th part of the year 1 season pass. You can buy it as an individual DLC if you want to. So if you don't have it and you want it, you can go and get the DLC. And a lot of this DLC is available to use on other maps as well. So the map, Kinlaig, and all the stuff that's on it, of course, is the map. But there's a ton of stuff that's part of this pack, which is transferable over onto any map, whether it's modded or whether it's a Giants one. As long as you've got the DLC selected, like any of the other DLCs, all the stuff that's available to you can be used on other maps. So I think it's well worth it. No, I can't. Yeah, that sort of thing, that I'll lose sleep over that. So no, we're good. So that's, like I say, that's something I would normally put in. It's not always visible when I do maps because, like I say, I'll either put trees around it or a building or some other industrial looking stuff, so it kind of blends in. But in all honesty, I'm quite happy to have it there so people can see, you know what, it's there. Like I say, this is perfect for, I can click on that and we can pick up any pallets in any amounts for free. So if I want to go for a let's deliver blah blah blah, that's a job we're going to do as part of a storyline, as part of a narrative, not as part of me making a load of money for doing nothing. But it, like I say, it might just be I've got to go and collect a container from down at the docks and take it to whatever farm. And then what I can do off camera, I could then get rid of all that stuff, even if it means selling it at a sell point, and then just transfer the money out of the account into the main bank account, so it looks like it never happened. That's another beauty of having 2 farms or 3 farms set up. I normally run 2, this one 3, because you can move that money around. You can manipulate what you need to, set up what you need to, adjust what you need to, and then set it all straight again. I will often on a piece of paper write down, like if I go on to here now, and we look at what we've got in the bank. So Kinlaig is sitting on 1,200,000, and I don't need that much on the Kinlaig account at the moment. So I can move some of that over. If I do that now, if we go to, which I'm not on there, am I? Let's jump to Kinlaig Farm, then go across and go down to Bank of Kinlaig, transfer money over. I don't want to transfer 1,000,000. Let's take some of that off. Let's move 500 of it. There you go. So that's now moved into the Bank of Kinlaig as well. So that's well up over 2 million. And now Kinlaig Farm is now on 761. I don't know what else I'm going to want to set up on the Kinlaig farm itself, but at least I've got a bit of a buffer there, and I can just move it around as I need to. And it's the perfect way of adjusting what you need to adjust. So what we need to do now is go and grab. I suppose we need to get the harvester. Do I need to add anything else at the start farm? I do need to drop onto. Oh no! I tell you what I do need to do. Let's go to the Bank of Kinlaig. I just realised I moved all my money out, didn't I? Let's do that. Come down to MrSealyp, transfer money. Let's move 10 grand over. Oh no, not 510. Be careful of that, because it will leave it on whatever you previously had it on. Let's move 10 grand over. Transfer. Right. So if I now go on to mine, I'm on my farm now. So when I start on here, I start like this. If you look at the traffic, they are right-hand drive, so not making us right-hand drive cars makes no sense. It's too much to do. It's too much to you can't transfer everything over just for one map. They won't do it. Like I say, could they have given us a few vehicles in the new pack that had the option for right-hand drive? Yeah, they could have done. There's a couple. Have we got a couple? Was it for FS25 we had them? We've got already. So potentially we could have done. Have I ever thought about collaborating to do a Let's Play on multiplayer? I have. I was considering, we were in talks of me, myself and MrSealyp. We're going to do, excuse me, we're going to do a series with Scroft and Beanie. That didn't come off the ground. Oh, Numpty34, thank you very much. You are a star. Celebrating your 3rd super chat on a live stream. Thank you very much. Legend. I also was talking with Farmer Cop, and we were talking about doing a series together, like a challenge type series. I think he did one with Virtual Farmer. The problem is with multiplayer Let's Plays and gaming is time differences and time for recording. I have it with everything I do. I will often try and make plans with my friends to do stuff, and you know, it's difficult because my job requires me to be Johnny on the spot. And if I have a day where there's no mods, no maps drop, and I've got my afternoon free to either work on my next Let's Play, or do some housework, or go out with MrSealyp, or we can do something. If there's mods and maps and a Let's Play to do, then I don't have time. So I could say to someone, yeah, let's get together on Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, if they're depending on where they are in the world, and Tuesday evening we will record the next episode for our multiplayer Let's Play series. If they then drop 3 maps that day, and mods, and then I'm working and working and working, the problem is, what do I sacrifice? Because whatever I sacrifice, I will get in trouble for. And I mean that genuinely. It is the way it is. If I don't put up Let's Plays, people will say, why have you stopped making Let's Plays? And I said, well, why are you not putting up Farming Simulator content? I am. I'm doing mod reviews and map tours, because I've always done all of them. Mod reviews, map tours, Let's Plays. If there's a lot of mods coming out and a lot of maps coming out, then the Let's Plays go onto the back burner. If there's mods but no maps, then I can do mods one day and a Let's Play. If there's no mods and maps, then I can work on my Let's Plays. But the problem is, that's not a fixed schedule, and it doesn't help when you're trying to work with other people. It's unfortunately, it's not. Yeah, it's not conducive to working well with other people. J-Bot, you're an absolute swine, you really are. Thank you, J-Bot. You're a swine and a legend and a lovely human being. Thank you very much. Honestly. So yeah, so it doesn't matter what I don't do. The thing I haven't done is the thing that people will message and say they want to see. If I then say, right, I'm going to focus on my Let's Plays this week, and then mods drop, like last week, 2 days there were mods. I didn't do mod reviews because of all the maps and stuff I was trying to get done. And then people say, why aren't you doing mod reviews anymore? So you see what I mean? It's hard to do. What cars are in the DLC? There's only the let's go into here. In cars, there's only the new Skoda. There's that. There's the Can-Ams, which I suppose technically are cars, but the new Skoda is the only new car. And yes, there are Skodas in the UK. Of course, there are driving around all over the place. But I just felt I wanted something a little bit more. So now I'm on my bank account. The 10 grand I put in, I'm going to buy a mountain bike. Because I thought if I'm starting my Let's Play and I arrive at the train station, when I get off the train, I'm going to need transport. So I could have a Can-Am sat here waiting to go. We have got some bike racks. There's a couple of really nice old bike mods like this, and I've used a couple already on map tours and on Let's Plays. So I might just have a bike here, so I can get off the train and we can grab a bike and we can be on our way. That was what I was thinking. So again, all these different things, I'm trying to work out, how do I start my Let's Play? Where do I arrive? When do I arrive? How do I transport myself around? Who am I meeting? What am I doing? There's a lot that goes into it. And again, do you need to do all of that? No. I could have just said, episode 1 is going to be me on here with all the start equipment and machinery, and let's just play. Bang. Yeah, can do. But I don't want to start like that. So, you know. People just like to give MrSealyp a hard time because they're a bunch of grumps. I'll be honest with you, it does. They are going to release a Range Rover, but potential testing very good. That's Land Rovers, generally speaking, isn't it? They're great when they're running, but when they're not, oh, nightmare. I've got through a few over the years. Yeah, some of the messages I get from people, I don't know why people are so angry at the moment. Angry with everything. Angry with the world, angry with the game, angry with Giants, angry, you know. And it's that thing as well, I get it. I can understand why people are frustrated with Giants. And if any of the content creators post anything Giants related, you're a shill, you're this, you're that, why are you so up Giants, you know, derrieres? We are just as excited about all the new stuff as anybody else, and we're posting content because that's what we do. We're content creators. And then it's that thing of, if you post a map tour or a mod review and someone will dislike it, and they'll dislike it because they don't like a mod or they don't like the map. Well, disliking the map tour, the video, that makes no difference to whether you like the map or not. It's a difficult one, isn't it? I get why people do it. And some people will just dislike something because they don't like the sound of my voice. They don't like who I am. They don't like what I represent. That's fine. Go for it. But when you respond to people, there's a lot of anger. People are very... And I don't... It's, you know, it's a game. It's a game. Just chill out and relax. And it's hard because I do get bogged down with it all. I do get stressed and strung out with it all. We're going to go back to the store. I'll get a couple of more bits. We'll take the van back up to the farm. Oh, that's what I was going to look for. Where did I say it was? I didn't say where it was. Was it under trucks? Yes. I'm getting that. I'm getting this for the farm. This was Ross End Mods. And I thought, yeah, we can have a tractor-trailer combo. Why not? But this is mint. It's such a cool bit of kit. And having that, knock it. Oh, you know what I forgot to install? To have installed the Dirtinator, because I like to put a bit of mud and stuff on the vehicles to show they've been at the farm for a while. I don't think I've got that installed. I'm going to leave the setup as it is. Main colour, rim colour. I'm going to leave as it is, I think. Do I want to change anything? Do I want to change the rims to... Yeah, like that. I'm going to leave the number plate this time. Why not? Oh, I'm on the wrong... Hang on. Oh, this way, see, this is the other thing as well. When you're setting stuff up, you've got to make sure you're on the right thing. Anyway, yeah, so let's go back to that. Rim colour was that. Leave that on. Not lease, but we're going to buy that. That's for the farm. Cool. Harvest King. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Looking forward to your playthrough on this map. I'm looking forward to it as well. Thank you very much. You're an absolute star. What's Pithers doing? Does he need to be sat on the naughty step? I know, I get it. I understand when people get cross. How do you buy the fishing boat? Again, come on, guys. Have people not been watching the content I put up? I showed it on the map tour. I showed it on the fishing guides. I showed it on the live stream I did the other day. At least I haven't got the electric car. The electric car seems to send people absolutely bonkers. I don't know why. Anyway, let's jump to here. I love it. You know what I don't do often enough, and I should do? You're probably right. It's just a cool bit. I love Ross End Mods. I love the mods that Ross End Mods makes. I thought since we got the old JCB up in the barn, I don't know if I'll go the whole hog and get a JCB telehandler. But I thought just for feeding the animals, moving a few bits and bobs around, it might just be a cool thing to have. It's got a trailer hitch on the back, why not? And what's cool about this as well, we have got tip side back, tip side left, tip side right. If I go tip side left and unload, it's not going to let me unload because I don't land. I'll have to wait till we get up there. It turns the whole thing. I don't think we are getting a Range Rover. I think it was just I'm in the wrong side of the road again. Look at them. Is that the old P30? Is it P38? No, that's pre P38, isn't it? I always remember seeing like pictures of the Queen up at Balmoral, out with her dogs with the old Range Rovers. She loved the Range Rover. I'm so angry at how angry everyone else is. It's making me furious. Very good. It is a cool little bit of kit. Cher is giving us updates on her download. 96% Cher. That's good. Nearly there. It was interesting. I had some. I mean, again, it's like it always is. It's individual people, generally speaking, that sort of speak the loudest and say stuff. I had someone reach out to me the other day and say, when I did my map tour on this, why am I blowing Smoke Up Giants? Why am I going on about it being the best map I've ever made? It's not all that. I don't know what map they're looking at. I genuinely don't. Are there better maps out there? Have modders made better maps? There are some that I would say are on a par. And there are a few, I think, that are probably on a par. But I don't see how anyone... Again, it's that if your anger with giants outweighs your I don't know, rationality is not the word. You know what I mean? If you can't look at this and think, actually, you know what? Much as I am furious with them, much as I'm annoyed with this, that, the other, whatever it might be that Giants have done, are doing, have done, will work, won't work, it is still a cracking map. And I need to grab the Dirtinator. We might have to come out of the map and go and grab that. Good morning. Got people still joining me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, wherever you're from, whatever you're doing. Tricks 1989, member for 11 months. How cool. I'm looking forward to Whitcomb Park Boxing Day. Yeah, we are getting that on console, aren't we? I think we are. I can't remember now. Thank you very much for being a member. SealyP Plus for 11 months. That is super cool. Oh, that's what I was wanting to try, because when I did my map tour, this wasn't working. Oh, there you go. Start filling. It didn't work. Oh no, that's what I'm finding. See, what normally happens is, right, you come under a silo and it says start filling. If I click L3 with it empty, it normally will tell me what that silo could have in it, and you can scroll through until you pick. I'm pressing L3 and nothing's happening. It doesn't only hold one thing though, does it? Shares at 100%. Downloaded. Way to go, share. Enjoy. Not that I made it, but anyway. Ginger Farmer 2025, hello. Hello to everyone that's just joined us. Hello to everyone that's been with us for ages. Hello if I haven't said your name. You're all awesome. You're all wonderful. Thank you very much for joining me. And, oh, what's someone doing there? I was going to say something. Something about that, about people being awesome. Some words. Insert words here. So we have got the front loader on this, haven't we? Oh, that's cool. So I don't need a telehandler to get started. This thing is gorgeous. Ryan Seals, no relation. Let's switch this to all-wheel steer. Oh yeah, buddy. So, got that there. So this to start off with is going to be our... Oh, that's what I was going to say, yeah. So whether you've just joined us, whether you've been on for a while, whatever you've been, if you haven't smashed that like button, don't forget to smash it. There we go. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to do. We don't have a workshop up here at the farm. And I don't know if I'm going to get it in through the door or not. So we might have to put it outside, and again, it depends if I've installed it. So we might have to jump out and install a couple of things. Greetings from upstate New York. Hello! Turn that big off now. Park that around under here for the time being. I just thought it might be quite a cool little thing to have. Oh, you know what I should have done? I might be able to hook it up to the thing. I said about a water tank. It's only a small one, but I thought to get us going, we've also got my options I tend to go for. The rail trail tank, and then add a sprayer onto it, because I don't know if I want to jump straight to owning, you know, again, people are like, oh yeah, but you're cheating because you're starting with big equipment and machinery. But then I tend to start with this stuff all the time. So I can have a look for some other bits and bobs with regard to that. What was I going to look for? Oh yeah, under animals. Oh, the baler I'm going to get, because I want a baler. And we're going to get this one. It's only 12 grand, and I was going to use this on BR163 and then didn't. Hello, New York and Pennsylvania from Saskatchewan. We've got people from all over. Thank you for joining us from wherever you are. Smash that like button. Be awesome. YouTube loves that. It really, genuinely. And if you're watching the videos regularly, if you've got your notifications on, check your notifications. If you're not subscribed yet, check your subscription. A lot of people think they are when they're not. Sometimes YouTube runs this thing where it does like a sweep through of stuff, and you find you've been either unsubscribed or your notifications are turned off. And genuinely, if you watch my videos regularly, just hit the like button, because the more people that hit the like button, the more the algorithm says, oh, people are liking this, and will help to get it out to a wider audience. Because if you don't, it doesn't, and the YouTube algorithm says, oh, people aren't really that bothered in watching Farming Simulator, so it just really helps. Anyway, just made 10,000 in half an hour of shore fishing. Don't think that's too bad. 10,000. I mean, if you get 100 or 400s, that's not bad going. Is your BGA ground texture messed up like mine? I tell you what is messed up is the the boat still, the crane still keeps turning the engine off. I thought that would have been fixed in the update, although mine was still saying required an update. I'm going to leave those on. Do I go single or doubles? Leave them on doubles. Wide? No, leave that as it is. No, we want twine in it. Main colour, rim colour, we'll leave the same. Turn that off because that will match up with our thing, and we're going to buy that for the farm. So we'll have a baler. What else was I going to add in? Oh yeah, so to come down to animals, I was going to put this in. I thought it's only small, 5,200 litres, but it's kind of old, dilapidated. It takes all the stuff. Having that sat in the corner at the farm, I thought was quite cool. Do I want the accessories on it? Yeah, let's put the accessories on it. Why not? So I thought having that at the farm, it just kind of fits in with how it all is. I just thought it'd be quite cool. So again, this is what I do. When I'm prepping a map, just to have that sat up against a wall somewhere. You can go and grab it when you need it. Oh yeah, workshop, I was going to do that, wasn't I? 5k for 20 bits of junk. Did you get paid for the junk? So is that you're cleaning the river out? That's pretty good. Nice bit of reward. And people are saying, oh, I don't know why they put the rod and reel fishing in. No one's going to use it. And again, those sweeping statements. No one asked for this. No one wanted that. People are going to use it. So let's go into build mode. Let's go back up to our tools. Down to here. There you go. So I used this workbench on... What did I use it on? I used it on BR163. But I like it. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it in the door here. Oh, maybe. Oh, this might work, you know. Oh, yeah, baby. There we go. Workshop in. If you're just joining us, good afternoon. Oh, yeah, there we go. And that, you've got the workbench over as well. That doesn't look too bad. It's not like it's out of place. I haven't gone through the wall, so we're kind of up against the wall. I can bring equipment and machinery in to repair it. Golden, I'm happy with that. That's good. Do I want to add in... Oh, fish ponds and all that kind of stuff I'm going to do at a later date. We're going to buy land, hopefully. What I might do, again, I might swap over to the Bank of Kinlaig. And I was thinking that we might buy something like the quarry. So the quarry's owned by them, and you can go and do stuff and collect stones and stuff from them, maybe. So we could have that running all the time, so we haven't got to build up to buying that. That might be a good idea. Oh, someone asked about the biogas plant. That's here, isn't it? Let's have a look. Visit the biogas plant. When you say, someone said about if giants build it, they will come. Yeah, my BGA texture looks fine. I suppose there's a little bit of grass around here that looks a bit flat, doesn't it? That looks like it could do with a bit of something. So yeah, maybe, is that what you're talking about? This bit here? That does look a bit ropey, doesn't it? Hello, Jim. Can't really chat. Listening at work. Managed to preload DLC at 1 AM. Okay, that's cool. Thought we'd give it a try. Just need to activate it when you get home. Cool beans. Don't forget your power washer to wash your machinery. Oh, again, I don't know what I've got installed on that front. Not a lot. So what we're going to do, let's save where we are. And again, this will happen a lot. So when you're doing... Sorry, I need to... just try and get me back to click. Double save. Again, I've asked this many times. Who double saves? Is it just me that hit save twice just in case it didn't save the first time? Every time. Every time. So has this now update? Yeah, let's go down to here. Yep. So when we were on here earlier, it was showing that the Highlands fishing expansion needed to do an update. It's done it. It's not showing us needing an update now, so that's done. So did I have the wood container enabled? I can't remember. We have got some. Oh, we have got. We have got a small jet wash. We've got some animal trailers. Those I've got. I've also got this plough. That's not a bad one. I'm thinking of that. There's the farm pallet shop. We've done that already. That's already in. We used that on Sunshine Valley. That's the PTO jet wash, which I quite like. But I think we're going to go for a different maybe the one that I used on. Trying to think, what was it on? Yeah, save then. It wasn't just me. Yeah, I remember saying it way back. Was it Big Papa C? God rest his soul. Reached out to me after that, and he was in stitches. And he said, "I thought I was the only person that did that." No. So again, be careful. So this is another thing. Top tips and advice from MrSealyp. You know, I'm good for it. If you have set up a multiplayer map, so you have got separate farms, be careful. Because if you just jump into career and forget without thinking, it will merge those farms together. So all of the farms, all the equipment, all the money will go into one account. I've done it a few times. As long as you don't save the game, as long as you haven't got autosave on, if you automatically, before you come out of the game, always save the game, be very careful. So always make sure if you have set up your Let's Play to run on multiplayer, that when you go to put it on, you click on multiplayer. Otherwise, it can be absolutely horrific. So if I come down to, I just want to make sure I've got the things enabled that I wanted to have enabled. There's the Dirtinator. We want that. I know this is a behind the scenes, behind the curtain, and then people will watch the first episode and go, but we know how you did all this. I know, but it's still, this is part of setting it all up. This is how it all goes, you know. Fences, pastures, I've used those a lot. I've got the herdsman stick, but I've got a set of trailers that should work as well. Jerry cans, I have used those before. They can come in quite handy in case you run out of fuel, because it happens. There you go, the Karcher, that one there. We're going to use that one. There's not that many windrowers, cheaper windrowers, or tedders. I had a look through. There's not a lot knocking around at the moment, which is... now, again, this is something, if you are doing content creation, so if you're a YouTuber out there and you're watching this, or you're thinking about YouTubing, if you're trying to do stuff off camera, and obviously, if you've taken on 2 or 3 contracts, and off camera, if it's going to take you 5 hours to do all those contracts and you want to speed things up a little bit off camera to get those contracts done so that when you start the next episode, you're ready to go again, things like the Lizard Colossus pack, things like the Lizard TARDIS pack are an absolute godsend, because you can utilise various different bits of equipment in those packs to really, really help you out. And again, do I advocate cheating in game? Not necessarily, unless you're doing a bonkers. Do you remember Eureka Farms by TNT? Eureka Farms, the original Eureka Farms, was the first time that we'd been given on console crazy width equipment, crazy capacity equipment. TNT did that, and TNT got in a lot of trouble, and Giants made them remove all those mods from Eureka Farms, and because the manufacturers had complained and said, our equipment and machinery doesn't have that stuff, so we don't want to see that in game. So it got removed. So now, I mean, it's just commonplace now. Everyone and his uncle, everything you see now, extra widths, extra capacities, bigger, taller, smaller, wider, thinner, you know, everything. How do you fish from the sport boat? Just exit the sport boat and then stand at the side, rod out. I'll show you. Oh no, that means I've got to buy the sport boat. But as long as I don't save it, we'll be fine. We've got the Mow Anywhere pack, again, if you want to do mowing anywhere, but I don't think we're going to need to do that. That's the power washer. We've already done the power washer. What was it I said we haven't got? We've done the Dirtinator. We've got the Uni. No, wood container, that's done. I'm sure there was something else I said I needed to make sure I'd installed. It might have just been the jet wash. And start. And start. And away we go. Let's go. I don't know. I think I only ever had it once. I thought, and again, it was probably me. I thought I had saved the game, came out and came back in, and nothing had saved, and I'd lost hours worth of work. So it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to do a double whammy. If you haven't smashed that like button, people, smash that like button. That would be absolutely awesome, and it helps me and the channel and everything do what it needs to do. So we go back into here. Every time you get back onto multiplayer, I always come back to here and mute that. Otherwise that keeps coming up in the corner every time I talk. We are on... Actually, what map are we on? Or what farm are we on? We want Kinlaig farm, so we've chosen our farm. Let's go back into here. we should be along to tools, and then there, the Karcher. So where should we put our jet wash? If we're doing repairs and stuff on our equipment and machinery here, it would make sense to have it. Although have I not got the yeah, all of my things are showing, aren't they? Triggers. Why is that not? That's fine. Let's put that just there. Boom. Jet wash done. So then the Dirtinator. Now I think we can do it from there, but I'm pretty sure. Can we do the Dirtinator on hand tools as well? Because that will make a life a lot easier. Let's go to. Oh, maybe not. Well, that's when you got going up from the store. I thought we had. So I've got the backhoe as well. I love that. That's a very, very cool mod. Because we've got. Oh, that's the point. Hang on. Did I put it on? I didn't, did I? Or did I? Yes. Oh, we have got precision farming on. So I thought, did I not do that? So we have got precision farming on. So we are going to have to do on the fields that we own off the start. There's going to have to be some scanning, soil sampling, and whatnot done. So I have got the Iceria Pro Compact. No, the Iceria. No, I've got the thing. These, yeah. I've got the modded versions of these with the extra range on them. So you can go for the standard, or we can go for the larger range if you want to. So if you want to do a whole field in one go, you can. Cheaty, maybe. I mean, it's not going to be long before. I mean, you've got drones that are mapping fields and stuff now. So do you need to soil sample? And I suppose you do still. Okay, whatever. All right, Steve. Is there a Steve in the chat? There's not. That's just become a thing now. No, you know, pipe dreaming. I understand. It's interesting that you say that. Harvest King, member for 12 months. Been there before. I saved it and gone back. Yeah, it happens, doesn't it? Thank you for being a member for 12 months. You're an absolute star. Thank you. Yeah, it's in TNT hasn't made mods for a long time. I think TNT's wife passed away, and he was away for quite a while. And I think he came back briefly and then went again. Yeah, it's interesting. Yes, it's a non-competitive game. I know. I totally get that. But you have your dyed in the wool. The people that are still 100%. It says the word simulation in the title. Therefore, it should be 100% a simulation and played as accurately to real life as possible. I take simulation to have a, you know, yes, it can be. You are simulating something, exactly replicating it 100%, or you are simulating it to a degree. You are simulating farming. It depends how you want to go with that. And if you use cheaty stuff, you have got your dyed in the wool, you know, people get very angry. They don't like it. So what we'll do, we'll put this one down. It's $2,000, but again, what we can do, because we've got enough money to start off, then all I'll do, click on that. I thought that we had a handheld. Maybe I've got a handheld version. We'll just give that a bit of the old whoosh. So like I say, when you come and start, you've got the JCB that's in a shed in the corner, and it looks like it's been around a while. Farm dog, weather station, that's a good point. To be starting, it's all kind of stuff, I say mundane stuff, it's kind of stuff you wouldn't necessarily think of off the start, but you're right, actually, weather station would be a good idea. So, we have got them here, haven't we? Oh, just noticed that, didn't know that was new. Electric charging station. What? So, we have got some, that's the weather station, and then we've got these here. The RTK base stations, which for precision farming you really should have. But we've got some modded ones of those, which are a lot cheaper and smaller. So I'll have a look for a modded one of those. Weather station is probably not a bad idea, and we can put that anywhere, can't we? Actually, what we'll do, we put it up here. There we go. Weather station in. Did I wait? No, I mean, I get it. Yeah, I just, you know. It's a difficult one, you know. I get it. I understand. You know, people that will play only in cab, only ever in cab, will not play out of cab. I understand that. I get it. I can't. My depth perception is terrible. But if you don't, like I say, people that will, you have to run seasons, you have to run precision farming, you have to make it as realistic as you or as realistic as the game will allow you to make it. If you're not doing that, then you're not playing the game properly. And as I've always said and keep saying, play the game how you want to play it. And if people are playing the game differently to how you play it, you shouldn't be angry about it. Why get angry about it? Why be annoyed and frustrated and send people messages and disliking stuff because you're not playing it properly? As long as you are, go for it. And Hydrus, I mean, there's so much stuff that could be added in. Of course there are. Turned off liftable pallets and I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I mean, I like doing productions, and I kind of get into the habit of saying I'm not going to do them, and then I get sucked straight back in again. Just when I thought I was out. Yeah, that's a tricky one. I kind of get drawn back into it. And again, liftable pallets and bales for me, off camera, absolute godsend. I've been doing so much more stuff now with pallet forks, with forklift trucks. You know, whether even if it's a set of pallet forks with tension straps, I'm still using pallet forks. I've done a lot more on the last few Let's Plays like that. But I still have liftable pallets and bales installed. Again, if I'm doing stuff off camera or I need to load something up quickly before the next episode, it just makes life easier, you know. So there's a bit of both. Let's jump back to here. So what we've now got is this will go up. That seems quite loud. Louder than I thought it was going to be. Will it hook up to that? It will, but it hasn't got a PTO, so it probably shouldn't. But we can get up to the farm. That's cool. We'll take that up. actually, while we're here, we're going to need a tractor to pull up the baler, and I hadn't bought the tractor yet. I was holding off, wasn't I? We haven't got the harvester yet either, but we were going to go for the I stopped looking at it, didn't I? But I shouldn't have done. So configuration, what do we say? We're going to go front weight or not? Leave front weight off. Engine was pumped. We're going to go Trelleborg, Continental, Radestein. I don't mind a Michelin. Mitas, Continental, wide. Oh, just standard wide. What we got under Trelleborg? Wide, narrows. Oh, that'll come in quite handy for stuff. Standard wide. We'll go wide to start off with. We can always swap around afterwards. Exhaust flap. To open pipe. I think I'll go 2. I prefer that one. Left beacon. Right beacon type 1 and 2. Oh, we can have both. Ooh. Let's go with that. Main colour, I think we'll leave. Or do we want it metallic? I'm going to go metallic. Looks a bit more realistic. It would be metallic-y under the engine or the chassis and stuff. Chassis. Where's the chassis on that then? What's going to change on that? No, we'll leave that as it is. License plate. Yeah, we'll change that. Right, so that puts us at 100 horsepower. So we've got one that's 100, one that's, I assume the JCB's 150. Is it 150? I can't remember. Can I get some help with the FS25, the new DLC? What help do you need? There's plenty of people in the chat that might be able to help. I'm able. Haggis harvest, nice. Haggis cultivation. Oh, dearie me. Did I? Oh no, I've forgotten. Did I just buy it or not? I don't think I did. We'll find out now. We see 2 of them sat there. Nope, that's fine. So that's tractor, baler, harvester was the other thing. I'll do the harvester off camera. To be honest with you, most of... Oh, someone asked about the boat, didn't they? Massey Ferguson never made a 397. I'd be amazed if someone modded something that didn't exist. That would be a bit weird. But okay. I'm no expert. So I say, this van might get swapped out for something. It's got the Ford badge on the front, so we are... I just didn't like the Skoda, so we're going to use this. This could annoy me, so... Yeah, you're right, Casey Medic. It is a scale of anger, because Yeah, you know, people will get quite bent out of shape over the cheatiness, but then tell you absolutely have to play it on 6-day months at ×5. Well, if you want it to be realistic, then you should play normal speed 29-day months, shouldn't you? And play it real time. And, you know, I don't know. It's maybe people do. I don't know. Maybe there are people that do. I don't know if we have a water point up here yet, so maybe I can put a water point in. That could be quite handy. This will give us some options. So if I was a farmer, where would I likely have left this? The problem is when I do this as well, when I'm setting up a map, I will set all this stuff up and I'll park stuff up, and then when I start, I can't remember where I've put anything. No, you're absolutely right. People are passionate. I would say there's a difference between passion. The passion and anger, and I know that's where it comes from. You know, people that are passionate about whatever it might be, it can come across as anger and it can come across as frustration. And you're right, passion is better than indifference. But when passion moves over into a realm of nastiness, and you know, you can be passionate about it. I always found it with when I worked at Royal Mail when I was a postman. I've been a rugby fan for years, and I've been to plenty of rugby matches, and people get on, not always, but you know, the football fans that I worked with at Royal Mail, they would argue and shout and yell, and they're bordering on violence. And I know at football matches there can be violence, and there can be at any sport, and that violence comes out of passion, because that passion is, we are better than you, you're rubbish, therefore you know, it's I know it's that thing of preaching, oh, everyone should be tolerant. I get it, but it's when that passion boils over into something else that it's a bit like I said, I'm not trying to cause a problem. I'm not trying to. Wow, that didn't. There, that literally just goes boom, just turns off immediately. Not sure. We might end up changing it out, but we'll see. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm not bothered either way. I've always said I play kind of semi-realistically, not realistically at all, because I'm not a farmer and I don't do the stuff realistically, and I like to try out different things, and I like to give things a go, and if something works doing something maybe it shouldn't do in the real world, what does it matter? If it works, it works. And farmers are an ingenious bunch. They will often utilise things for things that they weren't designed for in the first place to get them to work. That's cool. So what I'm going to do, let's jump down to the harbour. Who was it asked earlier on? That's assuming, of course, they're still in here. About the boat. So what we're going to do, we're going to visit here. I'm still on this. So what we'll do is, let's switch to the Bank of Kinlaig. We'll also save the game. So what I'll do is, we'll buy the fishing boat. We'll go out and I'll show you, because someone asked about how do you fish off the sports boat. And then I can come back out of the game if I don't save it again. When we come back, because I've saved at this point, the sports boat won't be here. So on the Bank of Kinlaig, let's go to the sport boat, 55 grand, like so. Jump to the boat, start it up. Now, I know, I had an idea for something I want to try within this series. But then I saw the thumbnail for DJ and Cops multiplayer they did the other day. And I don't know if they've already tried it. I can't say what it is, so I don't want to spoil it. This boat's wicked. So, what should happen? Reverse thrust. Come on, stop. There we go. Engine off. So, now we are here on the back of the boat. Rod. Now you can't go third person. The same as you. There are some mods we've had where with a torch out, and I love those mods, where you can see when you're running the torch beams moving around. That's brilliant. Love that. The modders that managed to do that, absolutely awesome. So we just whoosh, and we're fishing. We're fishing, people, off the sport boat. Nice and straightforward. Oh, Lewis, thanks for joining us. Oh, there we go, we got it. No work today, you get to catch the stream. That's so cool. I didn't put it in the notification, I did it again. I decided I was going to live stream and then didn't put it in my Discord and didn't put it on YouTube, on Facebook, which I usually do. I completely forgot. I got so caught up, I was doing about 4 or 5 other things leading up to it. The second of my map tours for today. There you go. We caught a trout for 100. Catch or release. We're going to release this one. But again, when we start the Let's Play, will we be keeping them or releasing them? I've got a funny feeling we're going to be keeping them. So anyway, yeah, there you go. That's that. So what I'm going to do now is come back out, because if I don't want to have this on the save that I've got. Link to MrSealyp merch, yes, thank you Fezzik, that should be in the description. All the links to all the various different DLCs and stuff should all be there, I think including Project Motor Racing. There's a thing in there for LAMMA, oh, I've said this before, unless you're accelerating you can't steer, and that's really quite tricky. Reverse. Until I'm not a boat person. When I say boat person, I don't mean like water world or... Woo! Oh, no, no! Can you capsize one of these? What happened there? No! What is going on? Whoa, that was so close. It's like a lifeboat. No, get off the side! Does not like that at all. What in the world? Right, stop there. Get out before it all goes to pieces. That just, yeah, I'll be surprised if that's still there when we get back. That hasn't just filled with water and to the bottom. Boat license? I haven't even got a boat license. Run away before the police come. I didn't realise I needed a boat license. I just thought I'd just get on with it. Let's just crack right along and have a bit of fun. So, as far as it goes, have I got some more bits and bobs to do before I start my first episode? Yeah, I've got some bits of equipment and machinery to move. No, there we go. Oh, this sounds nice. I'm sure they did a 397, didn't they? So I had to return my captain's hat. Sorry. I'll be honest, I'm getting quite hot. I'm boiling with that on. I thought it'd be quite cool. Is the DLC an actual... It's not a real place, it's based on a few places, I think. Yeah, and we can switch this over, we can put narrow tyres on it, standard tyres. I could say that I didn't want to reverse then. Come on. The great thing is, on Friday and over this weekend, that's why I'm going to try and get some episodes up as well as mods and maps and whatever else happens. I'm going to visit the lovely Nina and her husband Brian at their farm, and we are going to a tractor show, but it's old vintage tractors this time, which is really, really cool. I love an old tractor, so we're going to a vintage tractor show at the weekend. So hopefully I'll be able to do some footage and stuff. There might be a video or two next week of the vintage tractor show, maybe. We'll take this up, we'll park this up, and then it'll be the harvester. So the harvester I'll do off camera. I might put some more decorative items and stuff around where I put that silo and stuff in earlier on the bit of land. Oh, we're on the wrong thing, aren't we? I just realised. Stopping the road, beacons on. Not that it matters, because I've put on my if we go across to our farm manager, we have got our contractor access allowed on all of the 3 farms, so we can kind of bounce between. Yeah, it's I love these old masses. Who remembers Oakfield Farm, right? I know it's not, you know. Oakfield Farm. My series on Oakfield Farm on FS... Was that 17 or 19? 19. It was Adrian Binstead. Adrian had sent me an idea of how to start this series, and I did, and I loved it. I had an old Massey on that. What Massey was it? I want to say it was something 90, not a 39. Was it 3090? I can't remember. I loved it. I absolutely loved that tractor. This is kind of close to it. It's interesting. I know we're a year in. I know we've got a ton of mods. You go into the mod tab and have a look. There's not as much. I say there's not as much stuff as you think there is. That sounds ridiculous. But I thought, oh yeah, we've got loads of modded Masseys. But I'm thinking of 22. There's not as much as I thought. Let's go in cap as well. Oh, it's going to be fun using this to start off with. But again, if I've done what I did on BR163, I swapped out some of the start machinery and then realised that the equipment that I'd left, the seeder and cultivator and stuff, I didn't have the horsepower to pull any of it. So I'll have to do a bit of checking on that. And if we haven't, we'll... Was it FS17, Adrian? Oh man, that's a lifetime ago. So as far as anything else goes, greenhouses, all that kind of stuff, you know what I think I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. Let's go to Bank of Kinlaig. Let's do that and that. Again, I had it in my head that I was going to do it. And then when I started doing this, I'm thinking, no, I'm not going to do that. No, I am. I decided I was going to do that, so I'm going to do it. So the bank is going to buy the quarry. So the bank is owned by the quarry and will be operated by the quarry. The bank is owned by the quarry? I think it's the other way around. The quarry is owned by the bank. It just needs water. So potentially, one of our jobs could be, we've got to bring water down here for the quarry. The bank have said, you've borrowed enough money off us, you can do a few jobs. I don't know, whatever it might be. It doesn't matter. But we can have this running. We've got a sail point here as well, so that's now done. Oh, I didn't get rid of the boat. That was on the bank, wasn't it? That should be in our inventory, shouldn't it? Yes, we can sell it. I couldn't remember if we could or not. That's alright, brilliant stuff. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you, Nina, you're a star. Right, save it before I do something else idiotic. Ah, dearie me. Right. Yeah, I can't wait, Nina. Cannot wait till Friday. Cannot wait. We go to our favourite place, go to see some of our favourite people, we go to our favourite Chinese restaurant, we're going to go to a vintage tractor shop. I mean, it doesn't get any better, does it? It doesn't get any better. I get to drive a van, get to go... I don't go out very much, so you know. I wish they would add a Massey Ferguson 760 Combine. You have one in real life and would love to have one in game. Would be cool. Would be cool. Panzer 622, so cool. I don't usually get to see a live play. Well, here I am. Case Boy 1455 member for 2 months. Sealy Pete Plus, thank you very much for being a member. Did I say 12 months? For 2 months. Thank you very much. You are a star. Everyone is downloading the DLC at the same time. Absolutely are. Will I be taking my fishing rod? I don't actually have a fishing rod. I haven't been fishing in years. Not since I was a kid. When I was in the Scouts. I've probably told this story before. Should I do that? Should we do that? Yes, let's do it now. I was gonna say, you know what, we're probably, how long have we been? I've been going a while, haven't I? What time did I start? Just after 1. It's now just after 3. So maybe we're headed up to an hour and a half, aren't we? Something like an hour and a half, 2.5 hours. I was only going to stream for a couple of hours. I thought it won't take me long. People can jump on, they can watch it before they start watching the series. That's fine. But that's not the case. So if we go to, what was it doing? I mean, it doesn't really matter. They just need to be owned by the right places, you know. And again, if you get it wrong, who cares? It's only you that's playing, you know, unless you, like I said, if you're doing a series, if you're a content creator, fine. But other than that, what does it matter? I spent so long when I was doing this on a series, hiding the fact that I was on multiplayer, that I had a bank, and it's like, why? It doesn't matter. Because then as soon as I showed it, people were like, oh, it's a brilliant idea. Well, I should have done that. How'd you do it? How'd you set it up? That's why I'm doing this. So yeah, I shouldn't have ever hidden it away. I shouldn't have been ashamed of my extra farms. So where am I? I'm lost. I'm lost. actually metaphorically. There we go. Ka-chow! Righty here. So, we will, from here, go to... I was going to wait, but we'll do it now. We'll go through the options, because why not? So, yeah, that's what we're going to go with. I think we might just leave it on Treadleborgs. What are options? Treadleborg, Michelin, Continental. I don't mind a Continental. Range time. BKT are a bit bigger. Let's go Michelin. We'll set up standard. Standard 2. Standard. Yeah, let's go standard. Walling triangle, no. Additional mirrors. We'll go with additional mirrors. Oh, they were on already. Yes, we'll keep them. Beacon lights, both. In front, in back, no. Both, please. Reflectors, yes. Warning signs, yes. Because I'm a menace, so having a warning sign would be a good idea. Yes, we will. Main stickers, new or old? We want old. Absolutely, we want old. Grain tank, high or low? Oh. Shall we go low, high, low? I don't know. What do you reckon? This live stream has been a real insight. I did it once on, I think, was it 6 Ashes? I did a video when I was setting up, but I think I did a video, not a live stream, of me setting up like a behind the curtain, behind the scenes thing. And this is, you know, there's a lot of stuff to think about and work out. We'll go low. Yeah, we'll go low. Why not? Side cover, yellow, black. I like black. Adds an accent. That's only one side. That's all right. Rag, short or long? Oh. Let's go with a long rag. Main colour we will leave as it is, I think. Or you could go a bit more faded. Lightly used, very heavily used. Let's go lightly used, shall we? Yes. Windows colour in the same black paint condition. Again, we'll go lightly used. Rim colour, lightly used. Oh, I like that a lot. License plate, no. Let's buy that. What's that going to cost us? 55,390 is a bargain. An absolute bargain. Of course we're going to be purchasing that. Yes, thank you. Going back to what you're having with Farm Silo, I filled mine with wheat and oats and it gives me the option to check the different products. Isn't it weird? I don't know why it's suddenly done that on there. It doesn't do it on the others, but I suppose it's... oh, I've got people saying low, some saying high. I went low in the end, sorry. Good morning from Texas. Thank you for joining us. Yeehaw and all that. Is that what you do? I've seen it on the telly before. Let's come out of there. Probably quite a stereotypical thing to do, and probably not the done thing. TX32 header. Crop pickers. Yes, we are going to have crop pickers. I like them. Main stickers. Old, worn out. Main colour. Lightly used on both. And purchase. Isn't it mad? Half the price of the harvester is the header. Does this come with a header trailer? It does! Oh, happy days! Warning triangle. Reflectors. Yes, we'll leave those on. Again, used. Used. Room colour. Used. And abused. Bye. That's how harvest are done. And then like I say, if I reach a point now, like say for example I was saying, okay, I'm ready to start now. I've got to decide, what do I want the start farm? How much money does the start farm want to have, need to have? I can also say, well, if I'm ready to start now, what I could do now is start looking at, are there any contracts available that the farm could pick up? And it doesn't matter because we can borrow equipment for the contract. So that's not an issue. If I was going to pick this one up, we don't have any fertiliser. So we'd have to buy fertiliser. So if I left the start farm with zero money and I came on to the Let's Play and said, we've got a contract to do up at the farm, how do we buy the fertiliser? So you kind of have to think about, do I leave them with 100,000, which is what you would normally start with? Do I leave them with a bit more, a bit less? If I was going full start from scratch, I would probably have no equipment and machinery, just the land and maybe enough money to go and start fishing, which I will be doing. Because what else we got? Harvest contract there. We could use our new harvester. It's not a big field. We have got a trailer. We have got tractors. Use your own equipment. 13 hours 54 left to run on that. So in all honesty, we can accept that contract, not borrow equipment. And then we've got a contract we can start. Oh, baling. We've got our own baler too. 1353. What? That's what's it? Ah, now question is, what are we baling? Field 44. So again, top tip of my bobs. We go to here and we go to field 44. He says. Where is it? Field 44. Ah, okay. Field 44's got wheat in it, and we're going to be baling that. Now, do we do the dodgy that you can do, and just use a forage wagon or the pickup header and collect that straw rather than bale it? Bit disingenuous. Probably shouldn't do it. Bit naughty. We are going to need some straw. Actually, what are our fields looking like? Oh no, look, we got crop here, and it's ready to harvest. I'm just thinking we need stuff for the cows. Again, when we start off, what are we going to need? We've got cows, they're going to need feeding. We've got sheep, they're going to need feeding. So we're going to need to work that out. So actually, I can just do the baling contract on that. I'm going to pick that up because I don't mind me a baling contract. So again, we can just accept contract, not borrow equipment. So when we start, there are a couple of contracts that are good to go. But what I can also do now at this point is say, well, I can move most of the money. Should we just start with 88? That would make sense, wouldn't it? So we go bank of there, transfer money to farm, and we'll move 500,000. Transfer. Boom. Come out of there. So the Kinlaig farm is going to be starting with 88,635 in the bank. Good to go. Contracts galore. And again, right, we're live streaming. I think I've said this before on a live stream. I'm setting up a new Let's Play. I'm setting up a new map, ready to start playing. And I always get comments, people saying, he's doing what he always does. He's just going to do contracts. So in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, I beseech you, please. If I'm coming on, now admittedly, I can do fishing on this one, which a lot of maps you couldn't do before and that kind of thing. If I'm coming onto this map, if I was doing start from scratch, if it was just me on a bicycle, if it was just me on foot, and I was doing start from scratch, genuinely, I have nothing. How do I make money if I don't do contracts? What can I do if I've got nothing, own nothing, have no money, other than picking up contracts that have equipment and machinery I can borrow? What could I do? Contracting is a big part of real farming. There are plenty of farmers that diversify now, that run their own farms and contract for other people. There are plenty of companies that just contract for farmers. So, you know, doing an advent calendar series. I remember I did when FS22 came out. That November leading up to Christmas, I did the adventure. That was an advent series, wasn't it? Anyway, like I say, I don't know. We are going to be doing some fishing. When I did Western Wilds, we started off and we just did logging. We had a chainsaw, didn't we? Or was it a chainsaw or an axe? And it was literally, we had a bit of land, trees down, sell them. I started off and I was throwing them in the back of the pickup by hand. And then we got to a point we had a trailer. Then we got a skid steer loader. And that was a genuine, you are building your way up. You're working your way up to it. So it's that thing of, you know, I don't know. I love doing contract work. It gives you a chance to use all sorts of stuff. Excuse me. And obviously the contracts on FS25 now give the option to do those delivery contracts, rock breaking, things like that, which weren't around before as well. So we've got a few more options that we can fiddle around with. So harvester is going to go back up to the farm. And then I think, as far as my prep goes, there's a couple of little tweaks here and there that I need to make. Nothing drastic, nothing major. Let's get our beacons on. And I'm sure, as soon as I start playing the Let's Play, I'm going to realise there's a load of stuff I've forgotten. And that's great, because that's when we start bouncing in and out of, you know, the brochures, coming out to the various different menus and scouring through. There'll be a building you might want, or a silo you're looking for, or there might be a production you think, oh, I want to run this, that and the other. But let's be honest, Highlands Fishing has got so many new things on it anyway, I don't think we're going to be short of stuff to do. Which is pretty cool. Now, do I have to buy and own all the onion harvesting stuff? No, because if any onion harvesting comes up as contracts, I can do onion contracts if they come up as contracts. Although I'm still a bit the whole thought of an onion. Anyway, I don't mind an onion on a burger and stuff like that, but Raw onion. No, thank you. Yeah, no, you're right, Adrian. I'm absolutely going to play it the way I want to play it. And I know I said I wanted to do a Drumhead Farm series, and people have been saying to me, why aren't you doing Drumhead Farm? Why are you doing this? Well, this is the latest thing. This is the new stuff that's out. Do I want to do a Drumhead Farm series? Yes, 100%. I love that map. Can I do two at the same time? Potentially, but again, it comes down to enough hours in the day. Can I do each one enough justice to make it right? And also, people say, everyone and his uncle's going to be on this. All the content creators are all going to be playing on Kinlaig. Play on something different. But the thing is, everybody at the moment is interested in Kinlaig. So there might be 3 or 4 people, or 10 or 50, whatever, that say, I'd rather see Drumhead. Okay, but there might be 10,000 people that would rather see Kinlaig. So again, you have to make that decision. Which direction do you go in? This is a cracking map. It's beautiful. There's a ton of stuff, and I desperately want to play on it. And I desperately want to play on Drumhead again. Maybe I'll go back and I will do a Drumhead series, but it won't be obviously as it's brand new out, because I want to see how different it'll be to FS17. With all the new stuff we can do, I just think it'd be amazing. But anyway, this, ladies and gentlemen, I think is where I'm going to leave you. I'm going to take this up to the farm, tidy up a few bits and bobs here and there, but this has been me setting up my Kinlaig map for my new Let's Play. A few behind the scenes bits and bobs. Thank you to everyone that's been on here. Thank you for all your generosity, for your kindness, for the chat. Thank you for all the people. Thank you, Nina, for reminding me that I hadn't saved it. Lottery numbers. Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? It's a big old one. Was it 74 grand on the national lottery today? Roll over. Anyway. JCB's bug dashboard goes all weird and pixel. But again, that's a comment that highlights something I wanted to talk about. Okay, you said JCB. There are 3 new JCB tractors. Which one? Or all of them? Or what? You know, people will message me and say, a sweeping statement of blah 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 blah, whatever it might be. But it's kind of vague. It's kind of open, and then I have to go back and say, well, what exactly do you mean? Because if it's non-specific, I'm not sure. I did my mod review video on all the new equipment and machinery. I didn't notice anything wrong with any of the equipment. If you still haven't smashed that likey button before we finish, if you would smash it, that would be phenomenal. It's been my absolute pleasure to be on here. I've been on here way longer than I intended, which also shows you I'm just having fun. For me, a lot of setting up a map. Remember when I did the American one? What was it called? I did the Apocalypse series. That was days of prep, and I loved every second of it. It was brilliant fun, and I enjoyed the series. And so for me, a lot of it is all this. It's the prep, and it's the ideas, and when you've got a map where your brain's going, where you're thinking, I could do this, I could do that, this would be cool, that would be cool. And then when new mods come out, you think, that's perfect, this is perfect, that, you know, it just doesn't get any better. So there we go. Yeah, let's play. Hopefully, I think there was only one mod today, so tomorrow morning I can get up and I can get straight into doing my first episode, I guess. I'm thinking of, I don't know why I'm even going to say this out loud. I'm thinking of trying to do shorter episodes, maybe half-an-hour episodes rather than 50, 60-minute episodes, because that amount of time, it's also taking me a long time to record that. I don't know, I'm just thinking about it. We'll see. I know that won't happen, will it? But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed what I've been doing. I hope you're excited. I am. I hope everything's downloaded how you hoped it was going to, and I hope you enjoy all of it, because this is, for me, I think personally, one of the best DLCs that Giants have actually released. Silver Run was great with all the forestry stuff, but this, I think, edges it for me. Like I say, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, as always, thanks for watching.